learned that Coinbase is facing a U.S. investigation on cryptocurrency listings. This move comes as a chorus of U.S. regulators to do more to oversee the crypto industry has grown louder. Joe Matthew, Bloomberg Washington correspondent, joins us now with the latest from D.C. So, Joe, it seems like we talk a lot about regulatory scrutiny of cryptocurrencies, and yet we have yet to see real tangible regulation in large part.
Yeah, it's been on a real simmer here. And Coinbase, by the way, says it did nothing wrong, Kaylee, that it's confident its diligence process, which it points out in a statement has been reviewed by the SEC, is in fact designed to keep securities off the exchange. But of course, we have three sources telling Bloomberg that the SEC is in fact probing the company, and it's been looking more closely at Coinbase since the company began increasing the number of tokens that it trades. For our listeners and viewers who do not trade crypto and may not see the crypto show with you and Matt Miller, be aware Coinbase trades a lot more than Bitcoin. They, in fact, more than 150 different tokens are traded. And they're asking the SEC for clarity around the rules, even as they make clear that they don't think they did anything wrong here. If they were found to have traded securities, then the company may well have to register with the SEC as an exchange.
Let the professionals talk now. Let those goofballs get the fuck out of here. They have no idea what they're talking about. Anyway, guys, it's your boy Jim Rat Crypto. This is Crypto in the Morning, live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern, in about 3 or 4 times a week at 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm starting to get a little flow going with the 6 p.m. Eastern. But I decided only to do it if I had a show to do. Like, if I have an idea, because it does get a little clunky, but I will always do it at 6 p.m. if that makes sense. Like, if I have a show idea, I'm going to try to do it at 6 p.m. So just send me all your money. All right, guys. Coinbase, I have a funny feeling. I'd like to know more specifics on this. I want to talk to Sam about this. They're losing all their workforce. They're losing all the sections of their business. The news is starting to harass them, and that's when I get scared. I don't know all the specifics, but when the news starts to get behind you, that's when they cancel the Juul, the vape pen. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, the vape pen's fine for 20 years, right, Sam? Anyone could smoke the vape pen for 20 years, right? No issue until they get involved. And then no more. Cut it. You can't smoke your shit, whatever that is. It doesn't matter. That's not the point, the smoking part. The part is, it's just, the United States is a wild, wild place, man. Golly. And if you've ever been to the NBA, just, I think I could get arrested for saying that. So I probably shouldn't say anything about government buildings. Guys, Sam's in. I'm sorry. I was going to sneeze. I'm going to go to the break because I want to sneeze.
Young folks, you tripping on them motherfucker.
Richard Hart. Richard Hart.
Bought my hex from the fucking start. .1 every day we mark. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Checking my MetaMask moving. Look at the hex, he's mooning. Looking at wives they be choosing. Peter is why they be losing. Pull chains out and they'll get me a check. He's gas up and it got me a mess. Remember the times he died collect. Hex I been eating, I'm dying in the best. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Richard Hart. Richard Hart. Richard Hart.
You're lagging up a storm. Is your stuff getting a little fried up? I thought you popped off for a second. No one can hear you. I can hear you.
Jump down.
Just jump down and I'll just talk to him for a minute. Just take your time, bro. No worries. No worries at all, guys. You know, on the Crypto in the Morning, we don't take things personally. We don't have hard feelings. We just move on, fix stuff up. Internet's not working. It doesn't bother anyone. Loud mic doesn't bother anyone. Okay, the mic stuff bothers me actually. But I love Sam and he could do no wrong. Is that the camera angle? That's a long bicep? Yeah, it is a long bicep. I have a long reach, believe it or not, for a short fella. I have an absolutely long reach. That's why I'm dangerous. Because I look short, but like, damn, I could pop out. I could pop out farther than a 6-foot motherfucker. I was just showing everybody my
amazing biceps. Yeah, you're about to fucking break the screen, son. How is everybody? Is this
I've
better?
been
Is
eating
better
like
now?
pizzas and stuff every once in a while, and I don't suggest that for everyone. I seriously don't. But like for guys like me, it can almost be a breakthrough, if that makes sense. Like me relaxing enough to sit down and eat some high calorie food and knowing that that's not going to make me fat in the moment is important to me sometimes because I get too far on the other side where I'm like pick-packy and I'm too small. I have too fast a metabolism to be ticky-tacky. I just got to eat it sometimes. You know what I mean? Because if I count calories, it's like, oh, you're already in a deficit. Like the second I start counting, thinking about counting, it's like, bro, you're 500 calories under already because my mind, it takes over.
I was looking it's pretty saucy this morning. I did some
yes, let's see it.
I did some legs this morning. Looking making some progress, looking a lot leaner than previously from 90 days ago. We've got
here, scroll it down like 1/2 inch so I can see your. There it is. Look at that.
Right. Like
look at those legs, guys.
Making some serious progress. I'm working on it.
If that dude's running at you full speed after a full stretch session, are you happy or scared?
I will destroy them.
Dude, imagine if this dude did a full yoga session, finished his splits, and then got in a beef with someone and chased him down. Like, I mean, it would be like chasing a rabbit when you're teaching your kids how to drive a stick. Like, it would just be fun. Like, chasing some people would just be like, their life is getting scared to death. And you're like, man, I could go for another 30 minutes.
One of my personal fitness goals is to be able to do a split by the end of 2022. I am getting close every day that I'm stretching. I'm working at getting closer to doing a split because a lot of times people see somebody who has a lot of muscle and they're like, oh, person must not be flexible and not be able to like move around quickly. And that is a stereotype that is just not true.
At
least for me.
For you, it's not true, certainly. But unhealthy bodybuilders that think they're healthy for some reason and don't stretch and just lift heavy weights, and then those aren't good at bodybuilders, by the way. There's no real bodybuilders stretch hysterically because that's part of the game. Period.
It is. Hey, I'm looking forward to. Let's get a little bit of a preview. We've got a 3-day show where we'll be incorporating a little bit of crypto in there too.
No, I don't even want to mention the crypto because I have to keep my mind off of that for a few days if I want to do this because I'll just go down that rabbit hole. I think we're going to do 3 days straight of basically guests coming on from the fitness challenge and fitness challenge updates and future fitness challenge videos and content and stuff.
And it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be an awesome show. Some really inspiring people like that. I'm drawing like people who are making progress in their life. Those people are inspiration to me. I get tremendous value when other people start making progress in their life. It's awesome,
dude. I have to say this because I sometimes forget to bring stuff up, and this is perfect timing. Sam just said the same thing. I cannot believe what has came from the fitness challenge. I'm new to this shit, guys. Like, I'm just straight up honest. Like, I'm not organized, I don't know. I can't see the future on all these things. I haven't done it a million times, kind of going with the flow a little bit. And I have to admit, I'm having severe anxiety about my messages. I'm almost shutting down to an extent. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I tell people when I'm feeling good and commenting, everyone. Right now, I need to step back. I have to separate myself from it because when I'm not doing the show or studying, I have to separate. And like, I have a girlfriend and, you know, like I need to. So, but the people in this challenge have absolutely blown my mind. It's made me think so much more positively about human beings. I was starting to feel like every human being was a fat fucking loser. And now I feel like a couple of them are lit. No, like
It's
really
awesome.
incredibly inspiringly lit and motivated for their own reasons. They got their own demons inside of them and they're pushing them, man. And I ain't doing nothing. I've done nothing except try to be a positive role model and a positive place for information and just good vibes.
Yeah, dude, I'm stoked. I'm looking forward to these like stories and seeing the people's progress, showing everybody the pictures. Because if we can ignite just little flames, a bunch of little flames for people to start taking action on their life, right? The amount of impact that we can create and spread that as time goes on, and everybody impact one or two more people and really start to grow a big community of people who are taking responsibility for their health. I'm excited. I'm excited.
If you went to Nicaragua on the beach and pitched this message, no one would know what you were saying. But there's a really large premium in crypto for people that have financial wealth and they're ready to take the next step. They're just waiting for one thing. They got money or whatever. They got their, you know, if you're in crypto, you at least know what the fuck's going on. And you want to get ripped. And I don't care if you're 22 and you want to get ripped so that you can have an amazing sex life that you never thought was possible. Because that's what I did. That's the only reason I got ripped. Period. End of story. And it's not why I ended up being ripped, but like, it's not my motivation anymore, but that's why I got started. And then you can also be that guy who wants to not die of a heart attack when he's 65 because you've neglected everything your entire life. And you know it. And you know you haven't been to the doctor. And I'm talking to myself here too. Talking to every man. I'm looking right into the camera. I know how the human brain functions. You guys don't go to the doctors enough. I have a family. They have lots of financial resources. They should go to the doctor more. My father would be the first one to say it. I guarantee it. He does a great job, but like, you know what I mean? Like I should prioritize that. We have the resources, we have the insurance, but you guys aren't doing it. Why? Because you're scared, because you know that something might be wrong, because you neglected it for 30 years. And every year that goes by, that pit feeling is going to get worse. And that's what cancer is. That's what negative energy is. That's holding all that in. You have to release it. I tell Sam that all the time. I cannot move on with my day until I finish what's on my to-do list, or it will haunt me. It will haunt me, and it's the same kind of concept, but I'm going to shut the heck up.
Bro, that's a good point, though. I was having this conversation with my girlfriend the other day where those things where you're just like around the health piece of things, if you're not taking care of something and there's a scaredness and a trepidation, an anxiety around going to get, say, blood work done or taking those steps you need in your health, right? The only time we create the stress, the anxiety, whatever it is around an issue is when we're not taking action on those issues. Maybe it's a difficult
and they get worse.
Correct. It's a fucking cancer. It's a cancer.
It is.
It's a cancer. And
I
if you
didn't
don't
know this.
deal with it.
I didn't know this until I was like 26 or 7. I never connected these dots. I was always lying, holding shit in. You know, I started doing testosterone replacement, and Sam said, tell everyone. And I said, are you out of your mind? I said, are you fucking crazy? And he never even budged on it for 1 second. He never did. And that was one thing I was surprised about. I thought he would just say, just be quiet about it because it's easier that way. But he never once said it. He said, tell your family. So if you're listening to this, dad and mom, he told me right away when I started doing it, tell them now, you'll be better faster. You'll heal faster. You'll get to work faster. And that's why I've really took that attitude and ran with it. And it's something that's changed my life crazy. It's like if my girlfriend, she knows that I stick a needle in my butt 3 times a week. I'll do it in front of her. I don't give a fuck. If you don't like me, get the fuck away from me. I don't need you anymore. And and my family, that's not going to my family. They've absolutely been great.
There's a taboo around TRT, men's health, even mental health, right? Talking about how a man feels, right? And like, there's the fucking like there's a side that goes extremely too far in one direction, right? But that's not what I'm talking about.
I was depressed.
I'm talking about like actual men.
I was depressed once a year severely, probably clinically, until I started taking testosterone.
Massive.
Knows it.
Massive.
My family knows it. No, they would never admit that. They'd never admit that. You know, Scott's never been depressed since he took his life into his own hands. He's never been institutionalized. He's never been. Well, I've never been to jail since, you know, I went to jail I got arrested when I was 19. I didn't go to jail for but the weekends and stuff. And but ever since I took my life into my own hands, I've had the mental health to be able to survive at a very much better situation. No one can throw me off anymore. They can try, and I can get a little irritated here and there. But, oh, my God, it used to take a girlfriend texting me the wrong thing to throw me off my loop for the rest of the year. Now it's like everyone in my life, it's just up to me. And I just realized it, you know, like, and testosterone is something that helped me close that gap, because I never had any masculine energy other than just aggression, right? Like, I was just like, oh, well, what do guys do? They fight. They get in fights. They get tussly.
It brings up a story that I had back when I used to work at the bank of the things that come up in life. We choose to respond in one manner or another to that, and that we can choose to respond in a frustrated way, an angry way, in a mean way, however we choose to respond. So I used to work at a bank. I ran a branch. It was one of the largest branches in the district. And
everyone thought you were crushing it, probably too. All your buddies.
Oh yeah. Yep.
They were like, damn, man, really putting the fucking burners on, and you were probably easy. Like, you were probably
I'm not doing anything. It was like, yes, correct. I was not fucking doing anything. It was so extremely easy. We were like in the top 1 to 3 branches by volume every single day, like across the board. But anyways, okay. So back to your point of the things that happen in life, and we choose how to respond to those things. Where before a simple text message from somebody, you might choose to respond in a way that you don't like, and then that stays with you for days, weeks, months, right?
I remember a girl went to the museum with another guy that I wasn't even like permanently dating, and I think I cried. Like, and it had nothing to do with the chick at the time. I was mentally out of it. I was checked out. I was in fight or flight mode on emotions, and ever since I started taking my shit into my own hands, I ain't never had that problem anymore, ever, not even close.
So at a bank, if you're not aware, no, you're good. No worries at all.
This is a great
at the bank, right? We have this giant safe, right? This giant safe, and you need 2 individuals to be able to get in the safe. You know those movies where you use, like, you know, the nuclear code. You have to need part of the nuclear code. I use the other card. It's the same thing in a bank, right? You need 2 people to get into this giant safe, and there's a timer you set. So when you close the bank, you set a timer so that if anybody tries to get into the bank between when we close and when we open in the morning, something happens that actually permanently locks that shit. So there's extra safety that permanently locks it. So you cannot open it before that you set the timer to this. And this new kid that I had hired, awesome, like, energy and stuff like that, but he fucked up and he set the timer for too late. We open at 9 and he set the timer for who knows what the fuck he set the timer for, but we can't get into the safe. We're a bank that has money, that's supposed to have money. You come into the bank and we don't have
That's
money.
middleman D at its finest. That's like middleman D off of 3 people that have no key to a safe that is owned by the Federal Reserve.
So I've got a couple bankers working. They're going to be the people who are working with customers, like loans and shit like that. And a couple people as tellers who are working as well. And everybody's like freaking out and all like they don't know what to do or all this kind of stuff. And I just was like, it's not a big deal. Let's open up the ATM. We have access to the ATM. Let's pull out whatever cash we have in the ATM minus a small amount. And we'll just use that and we'll just have a conversation with the fucking customers and tell them that we fucked up. Right. And at the end of the day, the kid that I had hired that thought he was going to get in trouble or fired or whatever comes up to me and was like, hey, Sam, like, thanks for handling it that way, because I thought like I was going to get fired or whatever the case is. And everybody else is freaking out. Everybody else is scared. Everybody else doesn't
care.
I literally doesn't matter. Like, cool. I'll just stand here and I'll literally talk to every single
You
customer.
literally because you've been in a dangerous situation before then.
Correct. And I'm like telling a customer.
So you'd already
like,
gotten
who cares?
You'd already gotten into your bullshit by then, right? So you'd been like, guys, listen for a second.
This is nothing.
And Sam, this is also a problem too for some people in different scenarios. Not necessarily this one because we're just like educated and not doing anything crazy, but people that go, and I'm gonna just say this from a more general perspective, people that go to jail maybe have a worse experience than Sam, maybe get beat the fuck up and are small and just like, whatever happens, they come out and they try to relate again to the world. They try to come back and relate. And you were lucky that you didn't go far enough down. Like you were laughing at these guys because you're like, this shit's kind of petty. But like some guys are like, you know what I mean? They can't even relate. They'll get aggressive. They'll fight. They'll do something crazy. And then some guys have never seen violence ever once. And for all of you guys that are like that, you never have to put yourself in a violent situation, but you must prepare yourself to protect the people around you. I have seen horrible, horrible things. And it can happen from human beings. They're the ones that do it. They're no different than me. They're no different than Sam. They just have different life circumstances. That if Sam went to jail for 10 years and he was 5'2" and 120 pounds and he got butt wrecked for 10 years, he'd probably shoot up a fucking school because that's just like, you can't put yourself in people's shoes. So don't poke motherfuckers. I'm telling you, don't go around running your mouth. Just keep it to yourself and practice de-escalation. You just want to be a de-escalate. Obviously, if something comes up, you want to fucking pounce on that shit. But like in general, don't be like if Sam went around puffing his chest everywhere, he'd probably get shot and he's not stupid. Like, so it's a time and a place, but a masculine energy that I want more guys to try and harness a little bit, not all the way, but a little bit. You're allowed to be aggressive. Humans were meant to be aggressive in one way, shape, or form. Just do it in a way where you're protecting and being a leader.
True power is like, I have the capacity to completely fucking destroy somebody, right? But at the same time, the true power is understanding that you have the power to lift somebody up, right? And allowing that to be seen. I don't need to make myself feel special. I know what I'm capable of.
And you help one person and people see that and they're like, that's a real powerful person. He could have smashed that motherfucker. He could have stole his car. He could have done anything. He could have told us all to fuck off. Why is he sitting here and helping us? Why is he sitting? Because he's a nice guy and there are good people in this world. And if you're in a position where you got a lot of the things you want out of life, Sam probably has a lot more in life than he ever thought I'm not talking about money. I'm saying if he's anything like me, he never assumed that life could be this fucking lit.
It's crazy.
Dude, did you assume that life could be this lit when you were working at the bank?
It's crazy. I always had great aspirations for what I want.
But the emotional,
the peacefulness here. Oh my gosh. The peacefulness here and the fulfillment of is crazy. It is absolutely insane. I'm blessed and putting things into perspective perpetually for the progress and the life that I live. Like, I feel like I'm retired. I think I've said this to you. I feel like I'm retired. I work 7 days a week on things that I want to do. And this is work, right?
But you don't have to do anything. There's nothing in this world that I could force you to do.
Correct.
For money.
Correct.
Even if it was a fuck ton, you would think about it because you would just be like, I might not want to do that. And that's the same thing. All the guys that hit me up, and this is another side tangent. I'm just going to get all emotional today. I just tweeted that I'm going to stream for 3 hours. Sam, when you get off, I'm just going to do solo stream and chill because I'm having a lot of blah, 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 whatever. But anyway, what was the point we just made?
In talking about masculinity and men like taking responsibility and accountability for their life and moving forward.
I just think that people need to understand. And I seriously, I was talking to my girl last night. I was like, I'm just going to write a book. I'm just going to do it. I don't care if it's good. I don't care if people want to listen to me. I don't care nothing. First of all, it'll be the fucking best book ever. Second, I want to show people how for $0 at 28, you can stop working.
Do you know what $2,740 is? $2,740 a day. It's $1 million a year. That's what my
That's
current goal is.
easy.
$2,740, 7 days a week, 365 days a year is $1 million.
And if
That's where I'm
if
going.
you're a new guy, you haven't made money yet, $300 a day. That's what I was always in my head. Because when you're young, you hear $100,000 and you're like, ooh. So when I was young, I just said to myself, instead of thinking like, how can I work and then like learn about that work system, I was like, how can I make $300 a day? And I'm, that's easy. You get a couple renters, you get a job of some sort that pays you a little bit a day, and then you have one more passive income providing liquidity perhaps, and then you're making roughly $300 a day. I could transform people. Me and Sam could transform people's lives without even any resources, because basically half of it is just looking up resources. Sam, you've taught me that. You've taught me that everything is already there.
It is.
I didn't fucking know. And I knew that. Like, I knew there was abundance. Like, I knew that I could be successful, but I didn't know it was all free. And I didn't know you could just find it on the internet without moving. I deferred on my mortgage for 3 months because they said I could do it because of COVID-19, because of there was some rule in there that said everyone can do it for 3 months and then we'll tack it on to the end. I said, fuck it. I said, is it a mess with my credit? They said, no. I said, do it. It's like, well, now my bills are $700 a month. Oh man, how am I going to make it? How am I going to make it? And then people that are making $300,000 a year that spend $15,000 a month on bullshit, tell me how to accumulate wealth long term. And it's like, I just don't buy it, bro. Like, I'm sitting here, I'm 28, I can do whatever the fuck I want. Like, I don't buy this whole you got to go to work thing. I just don't. It's over. It's over, in my opinion. And that's a harsh statement. And I'm not saying you can't be a doctor or a lawyer, even though doctor money is so easy to make. It's like you can dog train and make doctor money in 2 years without training.
You don't need 12 years of school to make $250.
No, I was doing $175 an hour lessons for, I wasn't doing it all the time, but like if I wanted to, I could have probably. And I was like, I remember the guy that I was coaching me at the time. Note that I always have a coach. And this was a different guy. He said, "You're making doctor money, kid." And I was like, "What?" And we put all the numbers together. It was a course, so this is like behind the scenes. He's like, "You're making doctor money," and I was like a freaking, like, I never even put myself. I always thought I was just like, it's like opening your mind is the hardest part, and until someone tells you, like, "Yeah, dude, you're making more than a doctor, and you don't do shit," and I was like, "Fuck yeah."
You had mentioned like not, necessarily judging other people or poking somebody that you don't know what their circumstances are like. Yeah. And to like, there's a story that people have probably heard around this where this guy gets onto the train in Brooklyn, right? And he's got his kids with him and he gets onto the train. And a lot of times the train can be busy in the subway and whatnot. So he gets on the train, he kind of just like plops himself down. And he kind of just sits there like staring off into oblivion. His kids are kind of like running around the train a little bit. And one of the kids hits this guy's arm who's sitting across from him. And he's reading a newspaper. And the guy like peeks past the newspaper and sees his dad just kind of sitting there looking out through the window and just sitting there, right? And the kids are kind of a little bit rambunctious and moving around. And then somebody hits the arm again, and the guy lowers his newspaper all the way down and looks directly at the dad, and the dad just kind of like sitting there, like kind of staring past him, like looking out the window of the train, and then picks his newspaper back up, and then one of the kids accidentally hits his arm, and the guy like drops the newspaper in the one hand, and the guy leans forwards and stares right at the dad and says, "Aren't you going to do something about your kids?" And the dad looks at the guy and says, "Yeah, I don't know what to do. Their mother just died in the hospital," right? And you never know what somebody else is going through, whether that is the example that we just talked about, or whether it is something where somebody is already on the cusp of, jumping off that cliff, metaphorically, so to speak, whether that is they're going to snap and violently attack, or they are on the brink of mental, like, fatigue because they don't have people that are supporting them and loving them, no matter what their decisions they're making in their life, where they just might go home and fucking pop themselves off, right? Like you don't understand what people are going through, and putting things into perspective and appreciating just life the way it is a far more peaceful way of actually going through life, and like it's just a way better way of fucking living life in my way I see the world.
There's 100 people, probably 200. Not all of these get marked because suicide by cop is not a real statistic, but it is a real thing that happens around here a lot. So what happens, Sam? You get a normal guy, right? A normal guy could be African American, could be white, could be fat, could be rich, could be short. Doesn't matter. You're going to jail for 40 years. You're going to think about blowing your brains out. Don't care what you say. So these people, they get caught up, right? Doing whatever they're doing, whether they're drug addicts. There's over 200 suicide by cops in the United States every single year. Well, at least this year and on. I can only imagine it would go up, that number, because it's a more popular thing. So what does that mean? That means there's 100 people running around this earth that want to get shot by the police, and you have no fucking clue. And what happens? They just take a stick and run at the police. The police hope to God they don't get arrested for the rest of their lives because it was a stick rather than a fucking shank, or a gun rather than a BB gun. And it's like, if I ever hear anyone talk shit about the police in front of me, I'm gonna smack the literal piss out of them. Smack their shit senseless. And I'm not talking about these media pickers that pick one thing off the media and then they read the article. I watch every single body cam footage from the United States that is released. I don't need anyone's opinion. I know exactly what the fuck goes on in the United States. I love when people tell me I don't know what goes on. I'm like, oh, have you watched 17,000 body cam footages over the last, for a hobby? That's just what I like to do. So that just happens to be like my girlfriend.
No, I told you to fucking stop watching.
Yeah, everyone tells me I can't stop. I might as well just do a channel and break them down because
if you enjoy that.
Self-Protection has a really good channel where they teach people, they show people the worst clips of the day, and they say, if this was me and I had all my tools, how would I have handled this? And a lot of the times they said, oh, instead of walking over here, maybe you step back, take 2 steps back, make sure you have space because you're going to run. Don't put your hands in your pockets so that you can make sure you can, like, if you have your hands in your pockets, you can't turn quick. So like, there's like lots of things that they tell you how to be more spatially aware, how to be more de-escalating. And I'm thinking as I go on and learn, because I'm going to start learning about firearms and shit and tell everyone my experience with that in the most safest and mature way. Anyone that says that I can't handle anything in a mature way, then suck my dick and don't come to my house because I'll shoot you. But
hey, in Florida, it's legal if somebody's attacking you.
Florida, if you don't shoot
Awesome.
someone, you're fucking pussy. Like, you know, like Florida's a different story. Maryland is 100% a different story, though. You can't walk around with gun. If you have a gun in public, like, you're going to jail. Period. End of story. Like, I mean, yeah, that was a little side tangent about if you run into the wrong dude and say, excuse me, bro, and he's like, excuse me, and you're like, fuck you, and your kids are around, like, that's on you, buddy. That's on you. Don't poke fucking bear. Keep it to yourself, especially you guys have never seen violence. And I'm not talking like I have never fucking stabbed anyone. I've never shot anyone. I've never done anything fucking crazy like that. I'm a fucking suburbs boy. I like to look around, and I was involved in the drug game a little bit, but so just know, you never know what someone's going through. And 100 times out of the year, there's somebody that's willing to fucking get shot the fuck up by 10 cops. And that means there's probably 500 to 10,000 that are on edge anyway, ready to be in that position. So I just want everyone to be safe and be careful as you move around, because this is real life. You know what I mean? Real life. A lot of credibility comes from writing a book. If someone tells you they wrote a book, bam, instant credit. Yeah, I just want to write a book, how to free people before 30.
Crypto Keeper. I wrote a book. It's about 100 pages. And I'm not just saying this.
I want to review it.
You probably don't want to review it, but
no, even if you did an update, it's okay.
Yeah, I should definitely do an update. It's around PD side effects and how to like help mitigate some of the side effects.
Maybe we can get an editor and we can work together so we don't have to pay as much.
Yeah, and because that could be 2.0 would be a lot better than 1.0. It's around 100 pages long, with some pictures and other stuff in there. But writing a book is a learning experience and a growth experience.
Oh, my book is going to be fucking awful. I guarantee it. Like in terms of book, but my 5th book might be lit. So who cares? You know, like, and that's the same thing. I would never go into this with a book like, oh, geez, you're an idiot if you go into a book with a financial incentive, just because that's not really how the book game works. It's more like a one-off. You want to feel creative, and you want to, I mean, if a book blows up, a book blows up. You know what I mean? It happens. But if you probably got to spend $100,000 on editors too, if you want a really good book. So that's where I'm all talking about rich guy stuff. So if you want to donate to me for all these cool projects that I'll come out with, feel free. I'm going to drop the link right here. I love you guys. And just know everything that anyone sends me, other than my $700 in bills a month, goes to me sitting here and being more effective.
Let's this has been an awesome conversation. I've been kind of scanning the chat here as we go along, but let's transition over to some crypto news. I know the White House is kind of trying to change the definition of what a recession is, but
wait, just mention that again, just for the sake of the show. That was going all around. I'm just going to ask you. That was going all around the internet yesterday. A couple different articles had popped it up. I was looking after you mentioned it. And what's really going on here? What is this news? What does it mean? Is this all word salad marketing? Yes, obviously. But like, what's going on with this word? Do you think there's any legitimacy to the market having actually fundamentally been changed a little bit in the last 5 years? Asking that's a different kind of question. Is there any legitimacy to that?
So let's first define the traditional definition of what a recession is, and then let's walk down the path of like what happens during a recession, and then we can just kind of like be like, okay, these types of things happen during a recession. Is that happening in reality? Okay, so traditionally, in plenty of fucking economic and financial textbooks that is taught in school, a traditional recession is 2 quarters of reduced economic activity measured by 2 consecutive quarters measured of GDP.
Doesn't that seem a little bit low?
Half a year? I don't know. Where do you
no,
want to draw
in
the
your
line?
experience, though, I'm asking your experience because I have no experience. So it's like, what does 2 years down, 2 months, 2 quarters down generally look like in a market? Like, is there a time in the market where that's hardly noticeable? Not right now. But like it seems like in today's day and age, like we just had COVID-19 that lasted 2 years. Like what is 6 months nowadays? Like they can come up with the fake juju bug and tell everyone to get a vaccine and triple vax it while they're at it.
Well, when you live outside of the matrix, like it's just kind of like the people in the fishbowl talking about stupid shit that doesn't actually have any pertinence, like relevance to your life, like recession. Okay, cool. You guys have a recession in your fucking fishbowl. I'm going to continue living my life. I was working in 2008 when there was a recession, right? That was, by the way, another interesting tidbit here. 2008, working, no issues at all. Continue focusing on your own life, improving your own life. But
no issue if you just prepare for life.
Did you know that when has been the longest time in history where we have not had a recession?
Probably since 2008, because
you are correct.
Everything's been on a straight up. I've seen all the inflation charts. I looked at that.
We are like in need of a recession, so to speak. If you look at the data, normally a recession happens every 5 to 7 years. It has been 2008. We're in 2022. That is 14 years. This is the longest time in recorded history where we have not had a recession.
I hope everything goes to fucking zero. I really fucking do. I hope we can reset, because GRC wants a fucking full on reset. Even you fucking hex dorks with $100 million, you get a reset.
It's called monkeypox.
No, but I know what you're saying, Sam.
Okay, cool.
Exactly
right. Tell me a couple things that happen during a recession on a macro level. What
No,
happens to the stock market?
I'm talking on my feet here because this is my first time. Again, guys, when me and Sam are talking, he's experienced a full another 10-year cycle than I have as an adult. And I wasn't paying attention, self-admittedly, for until the last 2 years. Like, I didn't write a check, I didn't do shit. I was just a worker guy, and bodybuilding, a little sex here and there. But so I think that in this day and age, like, that makes me excited. Like, it makes me excited that you're saying that it's only 2 quarters down. Because again, I didn't know that information till yesterday. So 2 quarters down to me makes me feel like my bags are good to go. My bags are safe. We need 6 months down. I'll fucking wait forever. And what the fuck? I couldn't even leave my house for a year because of the fucking COVID-19. Like, what? I can just wait for my money. So that just seems like a short amount of time to me, Sam. And it just seems like within that time, not that much can happen unless you have fat bags. But those people don't need money anyway. So, like, to the average person, and this is just what I'm saying. I don't fucking know. I'm probably 100% wrong on this. It just feels like it's not that negative.
Oh, it's not. But so we're going to have another 2008. We're going to have another COVID. We're going to have another 9/11. But just so if anybody else is not like paying attention to this kind of stuff, the next iteration of the thing that fucks the thing up is going to be different. So it's never going to be exactly 2008 again. It's never going to be COVID again. It's never going to be 9/11 again. It'll be a new iterative black swan that comes in, and the only way that can happen is if it is different, because otherwise it is not going to be a black swan. People are going to be like, "Oh, this is going to happen."
They're already calling bear market. There are every news outlet.
So what are some common things that happen in a recession? Do people get more jobs or less jobs?
Stop spending money. So, like, guys like me, like, what can I tell from right now what's going on? I have 100% ceased. I don't give a fuck about going to the bar. They could suck my absolute balls. You think I care about going out to expensive dinner? I do not. If a girl or a guy doesn't like that, they can fuck off. I'm not spending my fucking money. I'm protecting my shit. Period. All my stuff's in USDC, basically, other than my stakes. And I'm fucking, and I got a nice little fat baggie of Hedron. But I'm not spending shit. I'm done. I've completely shut down from economic push other than my necessities.
Great point. Okay, so some things let's talk about that happen during a recession, right? Because in the White House is saying, hey, we're not really in a recession because they're trying to save their own fucking ass by changing the definition of what a recession is. But what happens during a recession? People pull back their spending, right? Very astute, right? You're like, I don't spend money on dumbass shit as much because we're in a recession.
Dollar's too high.
Correct. Right. So people cut back. What does that do to companies?
They go null.
Yes. And then what happens when companies make less sales? They start
firing motherfuckers.
Oh, wait a second. What does it say right here? This is just in crypto, folks. This is also happening at other places.
Dude, the crypto layoff news has been insanity. If I had to guess, 200,000 bodies chopped from companies that need to survive. Really bad signs, Sam.
And this is just the beginning. We got OpenSea laying people off. Blockchain.com, Coinbase, Gemini, and many other companies are laying people off. And this is just in crypto. So when you look at a recession, whether you want to say that it is 2 quarters down or you want to be the blubbering idiot in the White House that says something else is the definition of what recession is, let's understand a bigger picture. What happens during a recession? People reduce their spending. What happens to companies? Their profits go down because people are spending less money. What happens? There's layoffs. Are wages increasing or decreasing? What happens to unemployment? All of this stuff is taking place right now. Right now, this is happening. This is an incredible time which is taking place. You had pulled up this thing about Coinbase earlier today, right? That the little video that we played, and while we were chatting, I actually looked up the top holders of coin. So when you have a public company, if you're not aware, they have to report who owns like the most of that company. It's like this company, this fund, this institution, this pension fund, etc. Right. So when you do that for Coinbase, I'll pull this up real quick and show you. There was the second top holder dumped around 20% of their bag yesterday. That's not a good sign. They probably have better information than we do. What do we do in crypto when whales start dumping bags in certain things? It gives us an idea of what they're thinking, what they're doing.
Well, yeah, certain players are making certain moves. It's time. It's go time. Because they make that time start. Like they're the ones that start. Like it's like which guys go first. The bigger baby. Like one of them has to decide, and when they do, the other ones fall behind because that's how it works.
So these are the top holding companies for Coin, which is Coinbase, right? So Coinbase right here.
Yo, I had no idea Coinbase had a coin.
Well, it's not a coin as in you and I.
Oh, is this a publicly traded coin?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow.
Yes, sir.
I didn't know that. Cool.
Their ticker symbol is Coin.
Is that why everyone says the top was in when they launched this? Because after this, it all went downhill.
Yeah, they went public maybe 2 years ago.
It was like a buy the news. Everyone bought the news real heavy and then sold the actual. It was just a bad time.
Mm-hmm. And this company right here, ARK Investments. This is a lady that I also have followed peripherally from the side, who owns and runs this investment company. I like the way she thinks, and she is intelligent investor, right? She was one of the positive people who had a voice around Tesla when most people were just talking shit around Tesla, right? I'm following Tesla. I understand what's going on with Tesla. They're destroying like Ford and GM and Toyota. All this is happening. And most of mainstream financial media and pundits are just bluthering idiots, right? Where she's actually paying attention to what's going on. So I found this interesting because it's somebody that I already have knowledge of, that I already trust to a certain degree, because I saw that she was also correct when I was paying attention to Tesla. She sold about 1.5 million of her shares yesterday. She had about 9 million shares, right? So 9 million shares. The price is currently trading at $56 or something. So that's $500 million position. And she just sold around 20% of that yesterday because of the news that is happening right now around insider trading. And what if I owned Coinbase, if I managed Coinbase in terms of I could allow a coin to come on to trade or not to come on to trade. What happens when something comes on to trade? Increased liquidity, right? Which means that I could pump my own bags or pump bags of other people and then get payoffs on the side. And remember, this is not regulated. So this shit fucking happens. It happens in the stock market. It guarantee it effing fucking happens in crypto, right? So they can pump their bags. Isn't that what that SEC investigation is around for Coinbase that we were looking at earlier today? And we have one of the top investors who was also correct when it came to what was happening with Tesla, basically saying with her actions that their funds are dumping a boatload of this. What do you think about Coinbase? Do you think they're going to fucking...
I think it's done. I think it's bye-bye. I just do. Just too much competition. Coinbase felt like it was Netflix and it just wasn't. And there was too much competition. And that's my opinion just from being here for the last 2.5 years and seeing the news. Like if I never even looked at all this shit, but I just read the news about the layoffs, everything that's going on, and then I looked at the congruent numbers to the click rates of other cryptocurrency exchanges, like we're about to do probably if Sam wants to pop that up, you'll find that Coinbase is no longer popular. And it's not bull market proof because nobody wants to fucking use it anymore. And it still works. I still use it, but Sam knows that I'm actively trying every single day in a very, long-term thinking way. I'm not like to find alternatives to have more anonymity. And that's basically my whole point would be more anonymity. Coinbase doesn't provide me much anonymity. And so real quick, guys, this is a big deal.
So,
I never looked at this beforehand. So my point was that everyone talked about Coinbase like it was the thing that was going to take over the world. And that was at the top of that chart there, I'm assuming. that peak, that's right about when I got into crypto. So that's when I was like actively listening, paying attention to crypto. So I remember very intimately how positive people were talking about Coinbase and all the innovations that were happening about it at the time. But as you can see, it was the biggest pump and dump.
Guess when Coinbase went public?
That day, right there.
The 14th, yes, the 14th of April, 2021, which is in this period of time right here. That was the only time that they had more search volume on the largest search engine in the world, Google, than Binance.
This is how you get more. This is how you get smarter. This is how you learn, guys. Has nothing to do with who's smarter than what. But Sam now knows for the rest of his life, I know now for the rest of my life, that Coinbase topped when they transitioned to the ICO. And why? Richard calls it out all the time. I didn't know exactly what he was talking about before, but now I do. He said it was a buy the rumor, sell the news, and a big fat pump and dump from a company that doesn't give a shit about you. And that's what it really looks like.
So I saw several people talking about Kraken. So I thought this was interesting to add Kraken to the search volume. So what do we have here? This is from the 2019, the end, basically 2020 through today for Coinbase, Binance, and Kraken on YouTube. So this is fascinating, right? First of all, very, very interesting. Look at this. This is just in the last 2 years. Just in the last 2 years, the search volume on YouTube for Binance has gone ballistic.
And it's fair to say YouTube's the largest,
second largest search engine in the planet.
Okay, good.
Second largest search engine. There's something like 1 billion searches a day. I think there's like 3 or 4 billion for Google, and there's like 1 point something billion searches on YouTube per day. That data is a little bit old. Maybe it's greater than that. So check this out. Binance has exploded in the last 2 years in terms of popularity. Who do you think is going to win long term when you see what is this telling us? This is telling us the actual humans. Where do most people go to find information? They're going to go to YouTube to watch how something is done. How does Binance work? What are these coins on Binance? What does this work on Binance, right? How does all this stuff? What do we know about Binance? One of their main things is education. This is what CZ has talked about in his letters to shareholders. And this is what he's talked about in different podcasts, education, right? And we can see this across the board. Now, another interesting takeaway, if we look at this chart, the blue line at the very bottom here, that is Coinbase. Kraken. I don't even know. Is Kraken a U.S. company? Somebody can let us know.
Yeah, you can use Kraken in the U.S., I think. I haven't used it. Yeah, you can, because I was buying Polkadot on Kraken at some point. So yes.
Okay. Yeah.
At $46.
I do love Google Trends, bro.
Luckily,
I like to see what's going
on. Luckily, I was on Kraken buying Polkadot for $46. I bought $2,000 of Polkadot at $46, I think, and I think Polkadot's down to. Let's check.
I don't even know. Yeah, you can pull.
Check how good my paid group bags are doing.
Kraken has more search volume on YouTube than Coinbase does.
$6 now. $6 now.
What I'm going to do?
Kraken has more. Say that again. Kraken has more YouTube volume than Coinbase does, and that is what that just affirms more of what I'm saying before we got on here. This stuff is very predictable if you actually pay attention, like as you go. Like, pay attention to Kraken. How many people were bringing up Kraken to me 2 years ago? And I was buying Polkadot with it. It's still getting more search volume. Maybe they have a better system going on there. Coinbase was the most highly marketed thing in the US, and I am ready for it to be done. So I'm waiting for Coinbase to be done. They mentioned that they're not trading securities on there and that they're under a lawsuit. So you guys feel it. Come on. They're not selling securities on fucking Coinbase? What?
That's interesting.
Everything in crypto is a security other than Hex and like shit you do on Uniswap and like Ethereum. So everything. They sold Terra Luna on Coinbase and it went to zero.
I just set up my Binance account, and I still have to verify my address or something like that. But I set up my Binance account, and based on the chat today, it looks like I should also set up a Kraken account, and then split between maybe the three of them, or work towards not utilizing Coinbase as much to enter and exit the market, but it's definitely probably a good idea to have the other
I'm
players in
going to
place.
try to find somebody for my next purchase of Hex that I really trust to sell me from just like US dollar. Like I want to transfer someone US dollar and like Venmo and then them just send me crypto.
You got to trust that person.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like it would be you. It would be you.
Yeah. Like
it would be you or like the people that it would be know exactly who they are. But the point is that's something that I've been thinking about too. The other thing I've been thinking about too is there's Bitcoin ATMs all around here. I have a lot of cash. So like there's Bitcoin ATMs all around here. So if you put your cash into the Bitcoin ATM, although the fee's really large, it's the most like it's very untraceable.
You should do a video on that where we go live and you're there. You're there doing it live streaming
right next to here. It's literally like next door.
You do the video, we go live, then you shut the camera off, I'll keep talking, then you get back to the show and we can finish about the experience. Like
yeah, I have a stick. Like. I have a stick. I'll just bring like $200 in cash and I'll just say I'm gonna buy Bitcoin today. And then I'll just put it in there and then like we can turn that off and then you talk for a second and then I'll walk back
or even if you want to go over there, deposit some and then just film the whole entire thing while you're talking and we'll just watch the video.
And then maybe if it's a great experience, I'll just do it again because I don't mind buying Bitcoin with cash. I don't. If you're going to spend your cash on something, an asset like Bitcoin that at this point probably can't drop much more than 50%, and I'm doing it in a way that is off the grid, right? I'm taking US dollar that I could have found on the fucking floor. For fucking, I could have, let's say I found $500 on the ground and then I walked over to the Bitcoin place and put it in there on a new separate wallet. It's like
question on the wallet thing. So somebody else is going to have the answer in here.
Yeah, I don't have the answer.
I've got my business collects crypto. That's what people sometimes pay in Bitcoin. Can MetaMask, can you transfer Bitcoin to MetaMask with the Bitcoin? Like, can you use MetaMask as like the wallet for Bitcoin by any chance? Does anybody know
I guess
this?
I'm not doing that, Sam. Everyone's flaming me already. Yeah, that you got a KYC to do that shit. Fuck. I for some reason I thought that's what their use case was for whatever reason. Like there was some sort of and there's a KYC and these ATMs now plus fees like 50%. Yeah, I ain't doing that shit. Fuck that. Bitcoin sucks.
But there is people on Reddit or there's groups on Facebook where you can meet up with somebody and swap like you were talking about, but then that's where you're going to be carrying, you know what I mean? Like just in case.
I would just do it with it would be a small enough amount where in the future you'll probably have, again, it'll be beneficial for both parties. At some point Sam will need cash and at some point, for whatever he's about to buy, it'll be beneficial. These things don't have to happen, right? Like it's just I like to think and move and be fluid and being like when Richard said, I paid attention to a lot about what Richard said in that last stream when he said he bought a Lamborghini with BitPay. Everyone let that slide by. I wanted to know. I said, hold up a second. You're telling me this motherfucker just spent $1 million on BitPay with crypto? I want to know if that's legit. So if you're in here and you know shit about BitPay, we will be doing an episode on BitPay because Richard said, one, I dump Ethereum like crazy, and I love that. And two, he said, I bought a Lamborghini with BitPay and Litecoin's trash. So, and when that girl came in, and if you're watching, we do love you, crypto teen girl, but we do not, the path you're going down is dangerous, and you're just going to be a zombie to the workforce of a bunch of dudes.
And then even though people are trying to maybe give you a hard time or just say that you do have to KYC, I think you have to put your license in when you use the ATM. I looked into it a while back, but the idea is not necessarily to use that away in and out, but just to gain that perspective.
Experiment.
Yes, correct.
I'm a crypto YouTuber, so like it's spending $200 on a Bitcoin and losing 10% in a video. Even if I lose all of the money, it's worth it to me because that's what my job is. My job is to present information, and the rewards of that come in different ways when you do YouTube. That's the thing. YouTube's a little different because your business model is different depending on what you need at the moment, right? if Sam wants to funnel traffic towards his supplement companies, and that works great for that. But I don't have a supplement company, right? So like my or whatever, everyone's different. My whole thing is I'm just going to try to provide. I'm going to sit here for a year and pay my dues, come out with stuff obviously as I go on that has value, crypto fitness challenge, stuff like this. But I want to pay my dues. I know what position I need to be in. And Sam's done a lot of bullshit that I have not done. And I've done a lot of other bullshit too, but it's not the point. The point is I need to learn. Like I need to learn, and I'm willing to learn. And I don't want to be the smartest dude in the room. And I don't want to be the richest dude in the room because I'm not that dude. I want to be that dude, and I will be that dude. But that's just, it's a journey, and I want to be a part of every part of it. I don't want to skip aheads.
This is exciting. I also tell everybody when I get to $3,000 a day coming in, because that's one of my goals is to get.
Tell me your gains real quick. Tell me your gains.
Yeah, and then I'll jump off here. So I am currently, as of this morning, I think I am at around 16.
Phrase the conversation for the newer people too. Sam, against all odds, against all FUD. It was like, I'm gonna provide liquidity and show everyone what math looks like. When
there's a bunch of like people saying one thing is like not good, it's like right? Clear. It's probably this is literally what GRC used to sell me on hacks. In the first conversation, he was like, "Hey, bro, you know how the government just lies to you about bullshit and they lie to you about Trump and stuff?" He's like, "Well, the same fucking thing is happening with hacks. Check out CoinMarketCap. They're lying. It's not there. Now go to Nomics. Where's hacks on the Nomics list?" He's like, "They're doing the same thing with hacks that they did with Trump. They're doing the same thing they did with hacks that they're doing with like the pandemic shit."
And that's all I had. I knew you, so that's all I had to say. It wasn't like, dude, check out this immutable smart contract. I'm like, I'm not an idiot. He's not gonna know what the fuck. Excuse me. He's not gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about. If I told him I was getting 40%. Yeah, I could probably tell Sam that, and he would be like, "What the fuck?" But that's not how you sell shit. You sell shit to people. I knew Sam. I knew what would get him excited. I know what he looks for, and I know what smart people look for. They look for similar patterns, very similar patterns that they see. We saw it in the fitness industry. We dominated it. We saw it in the supplement industry. You're dominating it. We see it in the crypto industry. We are dominating it because we've already figured out how to get through this information when other people have to spend a year or two working with their own ego to stop fucking being a dumb shit just to get to the point where they're open-minded enough to actually have a good YouTube channel, because a lot of the people on YouTube want people to think they're special. All those guys that come up here and say, "I have this, I have that. Look at what I've done. Look at this." They are projecting the way they feel about themselves. Okay. There are certain instances where maybe that's like Richard kind of be like, "Hey, I'm the richest guy here and I have a product." But for the average YouTuber that's on YouTube, if they're fluffing themselves up in any way, just know they're fucking insecure little shits. You're on YouTube, you're doing a show, it's a job, it's fun. You're not special. Make great content. Show people that you're pushing harder. Don't try to inflate. Like, imagine if I just sat here and just told, because I could have told you that I had a fuck ton of money in hacks or whatever. Like, if I was just a fucking guy who just said whatever he wants, like many people do, in the perspective of this show would have been completely different, and it would have eventually eroded out because the message isn't true. The message isn't really there. What's my message? And my family literally thinks I come on here and tell everyone I'm rich. Like they think my brother's like, "You want everyone to think you're a rich motherfucker?" I was like, dude, I took a picture.
You know how many times he says that he's broke on the show, bro?
And I say my parents were rich. It's like what other fucking, like, I'm not gonna scream it in your face. My parents are rich. I'm from the burbs. I had a drug problem when I was young. You can't come at me. I'll just be honest about everything. And that's when my family, when they used to say stuff like that, it used to really bother me.
Bullish is like, okay, get to the point.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, you're good. So right, you have this dichotomy where the media says one thing, right? They're doing it now with vegetables and all this kind of stuff, right? That's why I'm leaning more in the direction of carnivore. Anyway, they do this in crypto when it comes to liquidity providing. Like, liquidity providing is going to get you wrecked or destroyed, or impermanent loss is going to fuck you up, right?
Big words they use, Sam. Big words they like to use when they get into these conversations that they have no fucking clue about.
But in reality, it is not the case at all. I've been liquidity providing, I started 3-4 months ago, testing things out with just a
And
trivial.
he had his clunks in the game too, and he would send me like he'd say, "Oh, I lost $69 because I've made a mistake here," and because he like wants to check it so he doesn't do it again. So like, and let me know.
Yeah, because I don't want you to make mistakes.
Exactly. Like, so, and I was like, "Yes, sick," and he's willing to do that. I'm not. Like, he has more liquid capital than me, so and then he's helping me. And it's just like, and I would do the same thing, right? Like if it was something else that I was doing that he didn't have to spend the money on at the time, but I was going to do it anyway. Anyway, go on.
So I've contributed about $23,000 total to this position. Then now there's also like the fees, which are kind of challenging to track because you have fees. You have 3 different fees, right? So Coinbase, you put money to Coinbase. If you're going into a crypto, you have a fee. If you get USDC, you don't have a fee, but then you have a fee to remove the crypto, right? So you got one fee there. Then if you're like, I don't want USDC, I want ETH, right? Then you have a fee on Uniswap plus the Ethereum fee, right? So then you get your position in terms of coin A, coin B, right? By switching using Uniswap. And then you have to put them together in a smart contract to get an NFT, right? So you have a fee there. So in terms of tracking all of the fees across there, I wouldn't say that my numbers are absolutely perfect with that. But anyways, I've contributed about $23,000. I think total from adjusting the position a couple times, about $250 in fees. And I have made, as of this morning, I didn't total it up yet, but as of this morning, somewhere between $1,600 and $1,700. Pretty awesome. Like I'm making over $100 a day.
So that's $33,000 a year, guys. So you didn't have to do anything. You just put the money in there and click the button. You click the buttons. It's like, no, I don't want to click those buttons because I don't want to be rich, bastards. You know how many people tell me they don't want to be a rich guy?
Oh, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this. Hype man. Okay, hype man. No, this is incorrect, dude. Okay, so.
Okay, hold on. Let me read it first so I can know.
Cool.
Too.
Cool. Yeah.
When you're talking about a coin, and I'll answer this quick, and then let Sam go on it. When you're talking about a coin that can go up 10,000x, opportunity cost or impermanent loss can get you wrecked. Yes. Okay. Let me answer this once and for all. If you have money, you do not move all of it at one time. Okay? So if you have $100,000, let's just break it down for a quick example. If you have $100,000 in crypto, I'm taking my $100,000 in crypto. I'm going to stake 50% of that because I really love hex staking, right? I might buy a little Maxi. Let's throw 5% on Maxi on that. Hey, you know what? Hedron's got some Icosta stuff coming out. I'll throw $1,000 on that. Okay, now I have $60,000 or $40,000 left. Okay, I take 10% of that and I provide liquidity in 2 assets that I own already. Already own the Ethereum. I'm going to keep the Ethereum anyway. Therefore, if I have a little bit more Ethereum and $300 a day, that's called breaking even. Worst case scenario, you break fucking even in a bull market. That's the worst case scenario. So we're not talking about dudes that have $400 to their name. I'm sorry.
It doesn't make sense to actually do it if you have $400.
Well, that's why, because that's everyone's position, Sam. You got to understand that. The guys that comment in, I'm not talking about the guys that comment in this chat, but I'm saying guys that are asking questions, guys that are new. I've been there, guys. No money. And until you have money in the system, like if Sam says, like Jim Rat, $10,000 in providing liquidity right now would be huge. I could make that happen because I've been in here for 2.5 years. That would be a lot of my bag personally, but I'm in a position now after a couple years where you can make separate moves. Sam's been doing business for a long time. So again, it's all about It's just all about risk management and making more money. This is a passive income source in 2 assets that you already fucking have. You have Ethereum anyway. Don't bullshit me. I have like 2 or 3 Ethereum. If I had 5, I wouldn't fucking put a bullet in my head, you know? It's like,
So 2 points on that comment, right? So first of all, if you don't fully understand like what liquidity providing, or if you're just going to do like less than $1,000, don't do it. Like it doesn't make sense, because you like last time I adjusted position, it was $23, I think. And when I say 250, I'm being very, very, very conservative. I think it was substantially below $250. But the point is that there's a massive, massive opportunity that will not last. This will not last. And if you are scared about impermanent loss, you should learn what impermanent loss is. And then you can mitigate impermanent loss while still providing liquidity.
and that's what it's for. That's what it's for. Like it's for, this is how people sell hex. Like, you just learned how rich people sell hex, guys. Welcome.
Look up range orders. That's how they do it.
That's exactly how they get out of positions. That's the best way to get out of a position. So, okay, Sam. So now we're transitioning from a conversation that went from LPing is going to get you wrecked to this is the way that you're supposed to do it. Okay.
Correct. No, so let's explain. There are 2 points on this, right? Your impermanent loss. Well, how could you avoid impermanent loss? Well, there's a couple ways you can do that. There's 3 ways, right? Don't fucking do it, right? If you're scared and because you don't fully understand what permanent loss is.
Yeah, that's why I haven't done it yet too, guys. Like, and I just want to be transparent. Like, I haven't provided liquidity yet just because I want a couple more months. Like, there's no big deal.
Yeah, and when he's ready, he'll be fucking talking about it. I am fucking sure.
Fuck yeah, I will. Yeah, I will.
Number 2, if somebody likes hex and they're like, oh, I really like hex, cool, fucking awesome, then get your $5,000 and do 2,500 of hex and 2,500 of maxi. Right? That you're scared of impermanent loss, then do those 2 fucking things. Right? Now, third,
free money. I don't want that free money.
No. The third is you can go through and you can adjust your position so that you are only going to sell at a certain point. Is something going to go up? This person had mentioned a 10,000x, right? Is it going to go up 10,000x in the course of a couple of weeks? No, that is not the case, right?
I think the most you could do in a couple of weeks, best case scenario, is probably like a 5x.
Right.
Like
so
a 5x.
And during that time, this price, the pink line here, will go like this, one direction outside of here, right? So say if it moves
25
outside,
cents. Let's go 20. Let's say let's say everything goes up for temporarily, and we get to 25-cent hex here.
So now you have hex is 5 cents, 5.6 cents. This would move you outside of your range. This is you're all in USDC, and you're like, oh, paying attention to what's going on. I'm all in USDC. I had hex. Now I don't have any hex. I think the price is going to continue going up. Cool. Well, you can open up your position back up and get more hex, and either stop at that point or just switch back into hex.
Now, Sam, my question is,
adjust
through the let's say this is going on and you have your range set. In a couple of days before, you're like, okay, trends have changed, shit's going on. Can you actually adjust it on the go and push it further? Like, if I wanted it to be to 25 cents, I was like, fuck it, this shit's bumping, I know this shit. And you stretched it out. Would you just be still getting rewards, or would you have to reset it?
You have to reset it, but
that makes sense though. That's the way it probably.
But it would be like, so the other day I did an adjustment because it went outside of the range, right? That middle line. Whoops, this didn't launch here. Let me try launching this again. It went outside of the range. So what do you have to do when it goes outside of the range? In that, what we were just looking at, you have to adjust it. So you come into here, right? You go to pools. This computer doesn't have anything on here, but your NFT would show up right here. And you click on it, and it says that it's out of range. So you click on this here, and then it would come up like this, basically. But some token would be here, right? So say if it was, let's click here. Let's just say it was USD, ETH and DAI, right? But it would show up like this. What you can do is just go through and adjust this, right? But you got to pay the fee. So the other day I paid, I think, about $21 to $24 to adjust a position. right? So it might be depending on the time of day. I like to do mine super early, like around 6, 7 a.m. because a lot of times it's very gas seems to be a lot lower at that point of the day. So that's when I'll adjust a position. But if you see things running right in one direction, you can close the position. But you remember, you're also earning a lot on a daily basis, right? You're like, okay, cool. Hex is cool. I earned 38%. Well, what about earning?
Hey guys, I just
12%
tweeted that.
a month?
Retweet. Everybody retweet it. Go ahead, Sam. My bad.
If you're like earning 38% annually, right? You're earning 3% a month, 3.25% per month. If you're earning 38% annually, well, what about earning 4x, 4 times what you earn in Hex in a month? Right? What about earning 12% in a month? Right? You can do that with LP. If you want to if you like heck hype man, if you want to build your Hex bag, you can use LP as a tool to build your Hex bag faster. Like I'm just going to continue to bring this up, continue talking about it. My goal this coming month, $10,000 in LP profit, $10,000 in fees. I'm gonna narrow this range, right? We have this range that we can set up here. I'm going to be narrowing this range and providing liquidity like this. And I'll keep you guys posted. My objective is over $350 a day because that gets me at $10,000 for the month in profit. I'm going to also contribute more money into there, and we're going to see. Well, I'll let you guys know how this works out. Like, I'm not telling you this because this shit is not going to work. Like other people have told you shit is not good for you so that they can keep all these returns. It's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm here for.
Oh yeah, it sucks though. It kind of sucks because when you're new in crypto and there's guys more experienced than you, sometimes you just listen because you kind of just defer. And then as you become more smart, you realize 50% of those guys are lying or just a little bit biased or just a little misinformed. It's generally not harsh in any direction. It's generally just the classic laziness over time. And that's something that me and Sam don't really have because we're fresh to the crypto space. So there's just no laziness. We just really like it. Like Sam doesn't want to be lazy yet. And I guarantee there will be a fucking time in Sam's life where he don't feel like looking at crypto the same way like he used to. Now, granted, he'll be looking at something, but he won't be looking at crypto. And the same thing goes for me. I can promise you I will not care this intimately about crypto if I'm rich as fuck. And I can promise you I won't be streaming every day. And that's just the way it is. It's not. I just want to be honest.
Let's talk about this for just a moment, and then I'm going to jump off here.
Yeah, dude, I'm staying on. So no, don't feel any rush on my end. You're good. Just jump off whenever you want.
Okay, so complacency. That's something that I've journaled about many times. Like I journal, right, every single day, writing out goals, things that come up in my mind. What do I want to accomplish, whether it's on the day, the week, the month, the year, but also much for my macro level. Excuse me. I've had 4 months. I've told GRC this. 4 months this year, 2022, because I decided to let go of something that I was mentally holding on to. Somebody stole $40,000 from me. I decided to hold on to that shit. Like holding on to anything in your life is like carrying a backpack around full of fucking rocks. The more you hold on to, the more rocks are in your bag.
It's like an illness.
Correct. And I decided to take that backpack off and accelerate pressing on the gas on everything that I'm doing. And I've had 4 record-breaking months. One in March, one in May, then in June, I beat May, and then in July, I beat that, right? And July's not even over with, and I've already beat it. Okay. One of the things that I just said is complacency. As I've been going through and doing this, I've noticed that my behavior, some of the things I'm like, oh, I feel like I could be executing at a higher level than I have been, but you're like comfortable, right? You're not comfortable. Like, right. I just told you I want to get to $2,740 a day. That's $1 million a year, right? That's my first goal, the first step of one of my bigger goals, right? And recognizing that as you said this 2 or 3 weeks ago, right? You hit that goal and then there's a lull, right? Because you got to create new goals. So I'm actually in that process of figuring out those new goals to put into place, to really focus on those goals, to continue to really, really move forward faster. Because otherwise, like, what's the effing point? Right? We only live life once. There's no rewind button or restart the level like a video game. You get this one chance, and I want to go fucking balls deep as hard as I can every single day. But with all that being said, GRC is going to stay on here for a while longer. If you want to check out some Instagram related shit, a lot of fitness related stuff over there, you can check the links out down below, or cool shit like this kind of stuff. You can check out thetriggeredbrand.com, thetriggeredbrand.com. GRC, this has been fun. It was a good show. I enjoyed you guys, and I enjoyed everybody in the chat there.
We can do whatever we want while Bullish is gone. Yeah. Bullish is like, too much life talk. No, I'm just kidding. No, the life talk, you know, when you stream every day, you just pick and choose how you want to talk because of how you feel, really. So, like, when I'm streaming every day, just know, everybody, it kind of does come off just the way that I'm feeling and Sam's feeling. But when we have something to cover, we just get down into it. Bear market blues, baby, not in the GRC world. Sam, great to see you. I'm going to run the Crypto in the Morning song because I played the wrong one because I had to sneeze this morning, guys. I am staying on. If you don't retweet this, you're something bad is going to happen to you.
Well, hold on. I'm going to put on one that you should have probably played earlier today. Peace out, guys.
Where will you be on September 5th, 2022? Do not miss your chance to participate in the Pulse Masters Golf Tournament. This is the official kickoff to PulseCon, and the Hex Ladies need you to help get it in the hole. With any size donation, we will be willing and waiting to wash all of your dirty balls. The tournament takes place at the renowned Revere Golf Club with 2 shotgun start times. 7 a.m. best ball for you early dirty birds, and 1:30 p.m. scramble, sure to be an afternoon delight. So please consider donating to ensure your balls will be washed at our hole, and maybe you'll get your shaft shined as well. Visit ksb.tv/golf to donate and for more info on sponsorship levels, contests, and prizes.
You already know what time it is.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Smoking a blunt on my way to the gym. 11 a.m. and I'm already tuned in. Got me some hex and I'm making a stake. Got me some heads on, I'm making it rain. Pay me some maxi and that's just in case. Jim Reddit sent me to show you the way.
D5 Pro.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
What up, what up, what up? Crafting with crypto. Ooh, Marco. Great stream. Ooh, crafting with crypto. What is that all about? I love that. I think we all need to give some biceps for Bullish in the chat for doing the captions on that Crypto in the Morning awesome graphic and setting that up for me. And he deserves all the appreciation in the world because he is a very nice guy. He's in Colombia right now. He's in the chat. Y'all know that. Guys, KSB.TV/golf. KSB.TV/golf. Let's go to it right now. I'm going to talk about it for a second. They're not paying me, okay? But they are flying me down there because they know I wouldn't go otherwise. And I'm going to be making content and covering the golf tournament for KSB TV. Guys, let me go to the video. The videos here. And then I'm going to back up out of that. I'm going to exit out of that. And I'm going to be a little cleaner with my transitions. Guys, this is KSB TV/golf. Okay? I'll play the whole thing full screen, but I'm just going to run it like that while I'm talking. So I am going to be on the feet not golfing, but I will be covering everything live with the camera, with the crew, running around, having drinks, having a good time. Is marijuana legal down there? If it is, I'll be smoking it if it's legal. I won't be doing it if it's illegal. I don't want to be doing illegal shit. So yeah, I'll play this. This is the mature version. That other one was the sexy version, guys. If you're a boomer, if you're full right, protect everyone kind of not sexy vibes, which is kind of, I'm a little bit more like that. This is the more mature video. And let's get to it real quick. And then after this, we're going to get back into the show. Guys, here we go.
Join Hex Ladies at the Pulse Masters Golf Tournament on September 5th, 2022. This event is the official kickoff to PulseCon Las Vegas. Individuals and teams of 4 of every skill level are invited to party with us on the golf course at the renowned Revere Golf Club. There will be 2 shotgun start times. This is an event you do not want to miss. Come mix and mingle with golfers and influencers from all over the crypto space. Visit ksb.tv/golf for more info and to donate. You can also donate to Hex Ladies on Cash App.
We'll run it one more time just because I'm going to do a long stream without anything. So let it run.
Join Hex Ladies at the Pulse Masters Golf Tournament on September 5th, 2022. This event is the official kickoff to PulseCon Las Vegas. Individuals and teams of 4 of every skill level are invited to party with us on the golf course at the renowned Revere Golf Club. There will be 2 shotgun start times. This is an event you do not want to miss. Come mix and mingle with golfers and influencers from all over the crypto space. Visit ksb.tv/golf for more info and to donate. You can also donate to Hex Ladies on Cash App.
So if you guys have any questions or concerns or want more information on the golf tournament, it's next month. Just DM me or drop the question here. Black Hexagon, A-Bit, Patrick, Hexlion, DM them, ask them any question you want. I'm on the feet for them in Vegas. That's all I know. If you want to come down there, shake my hand, say what's up, have a brewski. This ain't gonna be no fanboy shit. If anyone's a fanboy of me, then they're probably making a mistake. I'm just a YouTube guy who likes Hex. Normal, very normal. And normal's a weird word, but you know what I mean. I would love to give everyone a nice big hug. Something going on with Hedron plus 75% in 1 month. Wonder what's going on. Maybe people are waking up. Was kidding, Siren. Sounds like fun. We will be ready when you are, Ross. No shafts shining. Not interested. He's joking. He's joking. That's Ross. Just Ross has to throw some bullshit in there because he's a funny. We love Ross here. I'll be there running around with blunts and shit for people. Bobby, find me. Need that. Is it legal? Wise, love your show, man. Guys, you want to play with the testnet, the Icosa testnet? Well, let's actually look at Nomics real quick. I'm going to pull up Nomics and then I'm going to go over to the testnet and show my first take on it because I haven't played with it yet. I looked at it, I studied it, but I studied Icosa, but I didn't play with the testnet yet because they said it was too buggy and I knew I was going to run into problems. So I was like, fuck it. But Alex is coming on this week, guys, or early next week. I'm forcing him to confirm. So whenever he can confirm. Gaines Club, you want to come on here and help me? You can. No faces needed. Gaines Club, you're always welcome to come on the show. Love to hear your voice. I know people are busy. If I ever ask someone to come on the show and they think that's uncomfortable and they don't want to come on the show, just ignore it. I don't take any offense to people not wanting to be on camera. It's very, very normal. All right, guys, what do we got here? Let's full screen it. Is it smooth for you? I mean, I'm sure I can walk through it. Yeah, if it's smooth, it's smooth. I'm gonna be playing with it, guys. So this is the monthly change. I like to keep it on the monthly change just to get a better idea. We're up 27% on Ethereum. That's really bullish and it makes sense, right? Like Ethereum's up 5-1. What do we see about Ethereum all the time? Up 5-1. Obviously, these numbers aren't perfect, but in general, from a long-term time span at the last year or so, that's what you're looking at. If you buy Ethereum, you will get 5x the returns on Bitcoin when it goes up, and you'll experience very similar volatility risk. So really, there is zero reason to buy Bitcoin at this point, other than for some voodoo bullshit reasons. For some I care about nothing reasons. I don't think for myself reasons. Bitcoin people don't think for themselves. They're the boomers. They're like, my grandpa would still be talking about the way things used to be. This is 15 years old, guys. This is 15 years old, guys. Let's let it go. Let's let it go. Just let it go. It might hurt the market. It might hurt everything. Let it fall to 5 or 6. That's where it's going to be. Ain't no one buying Bitcoin. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. When the market's down, it's just way clearer too. Like, nobody wants that shit. What for? 16x from the bottom? I'd buy that, but I would rather buy some Ethereum. Hex is doing good right now, but as we know about Hex, it's a bit of a lagging indicator due to the size, due to liquidity pools. And, we kind of saw this, and I still have most of my money in USDC, just so everyone knows that. And I could get wrecked on that big time. I could get so wrecked on that. If I get wrecked on that, that'll be a lesson, baby. So the sideways action looks great. We've been steady sideways. I mean, product market fit, it shows, and I don't care what people say about how far I got. So let's go to log just so people don't fucking freak out. All right, and let's scroll out in log mode. So you fucking morons. So guys, this is the Hex chart, period. End of story. There's no other chart you need to look at. Just every time someone brings up anything involving Hex, anything, you just bring them over. You just blast them with this chart and ask them, would you like your money to be in this financial asset? Does this look like a healthy financial asset over the last 3 years? Does this thing look like it's been working with the inflation that it's been getting, or working against it? No, it's been working with it. This represents inflation. It's just, Hex is a better Bitcoin. Hex is a better store of value. It has less negative externalities than Bitcoin. It still does have some. Hex inflates forever. People dump Hex. People stake Hex for 10 days and dump it. But it has less negative externalities than Hex, and it shows at this time in the market, at least. And I mean, over the long term, nobody fucking knows. If you tell me you know exactly what's going to happen to Hex in the long term, you don't know. You're lying, and you think you're smarter than you are, because they can make rules that change shit in 5 minutes. I love when people start saying they know exactly what the fuck's going to happen in the future. And I just I'll stop listening to you now. It's like, this is a fact. This is a fact. No, it's not. It's not. So we don't have to argue. There's no facts when the legislators can do whatever they want. Maybe it's a fact if you move to Haiti and you could fucking live in a shack. Yeah. But there's facts. When you live in the United States, there's facts about that. They'll do whatever the fuck they want. It sucks. Then we allow spending on app.ice. All right, so let's get into the actually, I just wanted to check the Hedron price chart before I switched up. Okay. Has it broke that local top? Nope, not yet. So is this the ICOSA that we're looking for right here? To get back here? That would be nice, guys. Very possible. I see this happening. The reason this dumped harder is this chart really does make sense when you look at it. All right. It's a perfect chart for what happened. We just launched a coin. Okay, this is real quick. I gotta double back and say all this stuff. This only counts if you know what you're talking about. Otherwise, it doesn't count. And I'm not saying like I'm the smartest guy, but I'm saying if you don't, like everyone's gonna say pump and dump, pump and dump, pump and dump. But yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was a pump and dump. It was a free airdrop. When someone says free airdrop, that doesn't mean price go up from day one. Like it's just not how it works, right? And with the negative macro on the whole entire thing, all I'm trying to point out is that Hedron chart makes a lot of perfect sense to me, right? Like the whole fucking every risk on asset is getting sold. Maybe it launched at a wrong time. But what I'm saying is with ICOSA and stuff like this, getting back to this resistance, I don't think impossible. I don't even think far-fetched. I think if we went sideways from here, like I think ICOSA could get us sideways from here, back on that support, and then maybe go sideways with the rest of the market from there again, because we did dump so much further than the initial value. Gunther already got his bags. He can't buy back, and I'm not hating on Gunther. He just told everyone he sold all his Hedron. So I'm just using him as an example. Guys, I have a special guest I haven't talked to in a while, and I am excited to transition him in here, but I am going to play this.
What a tune, man. What a
Dude,
vibe.
I'm a pro. It sucks.
Did I hear someone say free airdrop? Boom.
Fuck yeah, dude. How's your free Hedron airdrop doing? Did you dump that shit or what? Let the people, because nobody cares. We're in a fucking all risk on assets are out the window at this point. Did you dump that shit?
So I sold a little bit when it fell out of the parabola. I was like, you know what? Let's test Richard's hypothesis.
I think Gunther tested it too.
I took the one that had the stake that I had that had the biggest amount of Hedron on it already. I took that and sold it but that was only still a small percentage of that total Hedron.
Yeah,
because
it
was multiple stakes.
Did you claim your Pulse Dogecoin?
Yes, I did.
I dumped the shit out of that. But I don't have enough for it to matter, so I didn't really care. And the way they structured it is kind of like, the only thing I don't like about Pulse Dogecoin, I'm gonna say this quick so I can get it over with without hurting anyone's feelings. Okay, like I like free money. I like
free money.
I
like
love
free
all that
money.
Shit. But when there's literally whales just telling you that they're holding the price up, they're just waiting to dump on your fucking face. Like how stupid do people got to get?
That's going to change at some point. That their strategy will change.
Just from a guy who's paying attention, Gunther comes here, gets a free airdrop from Hedron, tells everybody he 800,000 USD dumps it.
800 grand.
Yes, something like he said at the top he sold it for 800 grand, and there was liquidity there too.
I was blown away. I was blown away when Unrex said he dumped 20 grand of it to spend on fucking e-bikes or e-scooters or some shit.
No, but that's the thing.
And three out of 4 of them got stolen, bro. 3 out of 4 of them got stolen. So that's like 15 grand.
Everyone in my area has got them bitches now. Like that's like the retirement thing now. Like don't buy a car, buy a fucking electric bike. It's like that's inflation for real. But I want to know about the Pulse Dogecoin because I just don't like the unit bias. I think there's too little supply. The price of the coin is too high. I would rather die than spend $100 on a Pulse Dogecoin. And that's just me. I could be the biggest dumb fuck in the world. You never fucking know. But if it was
meme coins, man, meme coins have just
but what meme coin has a high unit bias?
They're a weird animal. They're a weird animal. I don't get around it.
Which one has a high unit bias? None of them.
Yeah, good point.
I don't like that. I would buy the shit if it was like a penny, and I would just be like, "Yeah, I'll buy 100 million of them, and I'll just move on."
That's a good point.
I don't like that. I'm gonna buy
the sales pitches that.
Like what? Like I'm gonna be a broke bitch my whole life.
Meme coins usually leverage off the look how many of them you can get for this much. Yes, and then so they've wrecked one of the main value props. That's a good point. I didn't think of that.
Dude, it's like I don't want to spend $100 on a Pulse Dogecoin. I want to spend a penny, bro.
But interesting experiment. Interesting experiment to have like
we're experimenting with the dude holding up the price, saying he's holding up the price, and he just dumped the last one on your fucking head. And he'll do it again, and then he'll say sorry for it, and he won't care. And because he's a grown-ass man, he doesn't give a fuck about people losing their money in Pulse Dogecoin. It doesn't matter what anyone says. People say all sorts of shit, and I'm not hating on Gunther. Gunther's a troll, and he's absolutely hilarious. Literally fucking hilarious. Dude came up on here and told everyone he dumped 800 grand of Hedron. I was bowing down to this motherfucker. I was like, this dude is the GOAT, dude. Like, fuck it. So dude, I like him
in my currency. In my currency, that's over $1 million. That'd be over $1 million Australian.
I would have done that shit 100 times out of 100. Dude, so look at that. He
Bro,
just made the
if I did something like that, I wouldn't tell people about it.
I'd tell everyone. No, his shit's doxed, though. His shit's doxed, so he has to.
Oh, he has to. Okay.
Yeah.
Bro, speaking of meme coins.
There's that point, too, with the doxing of shit. Like, if people are doxed, the reason they're telling you is because they can't not tell you, buddy.
Yeah.
So just remember, guys, and Gunther's a smart little ticker. He's a nice guy. He would never hurt a soul. But making people buy Pulse Dogecoin and selling on top of their head, it's a soft one. It doesn't even hurt. I'd do that shit. Wouldn't bother me a fucking bit.
Bro, speaking of meme coins, guess who's interviewing / grilling / interrogating a meme coin in like about half an hour?
Who?
I'm taking on Hexy Bastard.
He's got that project.
We're doing it on his channel because my channel got banned, and then I'll upload it to my Odyssey afterwards.
Hey, tell them I'm going to just fill my water bottle up. Tell them about this. I'm going to pull you up.
Basically, it's just going to be. I've got a new series called Tangent Tantrums, where I interview the people who are doing projects on Pulse.
I fucked that up so bad, dude.
My music seems to have got a lot louder suddenly.
All right, I'm going to fill my water up. I'm going to let you go and just tell them about that for 1 minute here.
All right, cool. I'll show my series. So I've basically got a new series called Tangents Tantrums that kicked off before my YouTube channel got banned. And the projects that I've done so far have been PulsePot was first, and then Internet Money Wallet, I think that's the right order of those 3 words, was second. And the idea originally was get projects on and just tear them to shreds. Unfortunately, the first 2 projects that came on were actually sort of better than what I would have ideally wanted for me to be able to go fully hard. Like, I want to be able to just shred shit up. Like, I want it to be where I'm just like, this sounds like a Ponzi scheme with extra steps, like just like real harsh shit. But unfortunately, we haven't had anything where I've been able to go that hard. So we just keep it real, keep it super honest. And tonight, whatever, we're going to do PP, which is Hexy Bastard's meme coin. And so it'll be interesting. This will be the first meme coin that we've done. And I guess we'll just get to see how relevant the standard questions that I ask that usually interrogate these projects, how many of them are actually even relevant for a meme coin, and just have a discussion. You know, I actually like Hexy Bastard. I think he's got a good vibe, and so
he's got a great vibe.
But I am not that. I'm not going to let that impact.
But he also
I'm not going to go easy on him. I'm not going to go easy on him just because I like.
You buy him when he says he's not trying to make money.
So I haven't. So with a lot of these projects, selfishly, part of the reason I'm doing it is so that I can learn about the project with putting minimal effort in. You know what I'm saying? Like the info, the info comes to me, and I find the interviews actually work probably better if I don't know a lot about the project. So then people get to see the genuine curiosity and the way that I'm like my process of how I'm actually thinking through it. If I know too much about the project, then it's not going to be as like naturally curious. It's going to be
what you should do just to amp your side up is just look into the dude. So just like skip the project before he comes on, because he's going to explain all that, and just like that, make sure you have like some crazy outfit from,
that's actually
2003.
sick.
You're like, so you killed a fucking rabbit in 2003 on the street. It's like, you're not a good guy. And they'll be like, what? Hey, Jerry says, Tangent, you will admit on stream right now, he's paying $20. Hex is better than Bitcoin.
Wait, do I get the $20 or he's already paid it as a super chat to you?
I'll send you the $20.
No, but I wouldn't sell out. Like, I wouldn't sell out for
no,
any
you
amount
wouldn't,
of
but
money.
he knows it's true. Jerry's the smartest guy. He knows it's
so
true.
even if someone offered me like infinite dollars,
right.
I still wouldn't say something that I don't genuinely believe.
Unless you were broke.
Okay, like situationally, maybe that could be it.
Every man will sell out if they're eating out of a dumpster.
if it's like to feed my children or something like that. But,
I just like to prove it. Just shows it.
I wouldn't be able to say with certainty that Hex or Bitcoin, that one of them is better than the other. I just think that I like the idea of keeping an open discussion, and there's multiple categories of where we need to set. It's not a simple answer. Like, if anyone saw my debate with Richard,
the only reason it's not simple is because of Ethereum. It's a layer 2. You know what I mean? Like, if it was a layer 1 and somehow it did everything that it does now, which is not really possible, it would be a similar conversation, but that's always sticking there. It's reliant on something else. Whether that something else is better, it's better. Some people think it's better, but I still think it's different.
Do you remember the stream that I had that you and Orca ended up coming on? It was like a quick debrief that ended up being like hours long.
Yeah, that was
after my debate.
Fuck, I miss Orca.
So Orca made a comment where he said he agreed with me and said, I agree with your stance on the proof of work, proof of stake. And I think it's dangerous for people to quickly dismiss proof of work. That's dangerous. So it's that type of thing that there's uncertainty. And so we can't say with certainty yet whether one is better than the other. And that's why I hold both. Because what's the harm in me just holding both? So then if I'm wrong or
well, you would have to be a fluid thinker. You'd have to be smart, and you'd have to be someone who's willing not to sell their bags. And if I know anything about people, you might not be able to relate at this point because you just be far away from that kind of lifestyle probably. But everyone sells their shit, dude. No one has any money. The same people that would lose all their money would have it again if they lost it all.
The way I like to think about this is a general comment for investment strategy, not financial advice, obviously. You invest in something to your percentage certainty, i.e., if you are 100% certain that the thing you are investing in is the greatest shit ever, you would invest 100%. But because nothing in this universe is certain, you would never go all in. So never going all in is a thing because you don't ever have that certainty. So if I'm unsure about whether Bitcoin or Hex are going to be king, remember the Hex, this is really the first bear market that Hex has ever gone through.
Is it just price chart?
No. So my big push, and I mentioned this, that I said this to Richard directly, is that I believe that if you care about cryptocurrency's mission statement and all the important things about changing the world, making the world a better place for humans, our generation and future generations, etc., you have to care more about just the price chart. You need to care about more than just the price chart.
I want to say something. I'm going to speak for. I just disagree, and I don't disagree morally, right? Like morally, it seems better. Like if you were a nice person, that would be the way you would write the book, right? Like if you were going to write a book about this, you would want it to be like that. But in the reality of things is that you have to find super rich people that have incentive structures not to want to steal all your money, and that just doesn't exist anymore. And Richard is one of the guys that has at least said he's the first. This is the difference between Bitcoin and Hex to me. I mean, this is like one of the different things that nobody talks about. Bitcoin has Satoshi, right? It's like having Bitcoin with Satoshi alive and like advocating for it all the time, I think, because it holds more, it can get more steam. You know what I mean? It can get a little more steam as far as like they can be more flexible with the way they market shit. And he's not marketing it per se, but they can be flexible, right? Like he's willing. Richard Martin is willing to spend $1 billion right now for Hex to work, not to buy Hex. I'm not saying or whatever, but like if he needed a dev and it cost 500 grand, he would do it now, this moment, period. He would press the button. He would call the guy. Satoshi won't. It's not going anywhere. There's nothing to do. There's nobody there to spend 500 grand right now. We need fixed now. And Richard will spend $1 billion now to answer the questions because his fucking face is behind it. And Satoshi is in the background or dead.
I think the tragedy of the commons argument against Bitcoin has diluted somewhat, where we've seen in the same way that the Hex community, without any input from Richard, goes and sponsors racing cars and MMA fighters and all of that kind of stuff, and it's the community. I see similar things, maybe not to the same extreme, but I see similar things in the Bitcoin space where the community does do things that are not just purely for selfish interests.
Yeah, some of them, the cool ones, the nice ones that you like, but the 90%, every single hexagon is fucking.
I guess
you know what I mean.
My example that I would try to give it to try and get people away from this thinking that the price chart's all that matters is, say there was a new
we're all
Ponzi,
broke, bro.
Say there was a new Ponzi and someone said, "Look, this is a Ponzi, but you're going to be in at the very, very start. So you're going to actually make all your money and be able to get out with mad gains before the whole thing collapses."
Yeah.
That's
everything.
I wouldn't invest in it, even if I knew nearly for certain that I was going to make a heap of money.
You're such a fucking liar, bro. Dude, you're rich, dude.
I wouldn't do it.
No, I know you wouldn't right fucking now, bro. I know you wouldn't right now, bro. And you need to understand this because
if I was desperate for
you
money,
are too nice because your life is legit. Okay, so your life is legit, and you're too. But if the truth push came to shove, and you had to make it in this world, and I'm not just talking about like eating out of dumpsters. I'm talking about, let's say you had to start from zero, and your girl left, and the house was gone. Like you would fucking do what you would do, and that's everyone.
I would like to think that I wouldn't. However, we can't know for certain because
you already did it with Hex, bro.
Hypotheticals. The reason why hypotheticals don't work is because it's like lying to your brain. You can't truly know how you would behave until you're really in that situation. Like humans are good at imagining shit, but not good enough to know for sure. And so I'll admit there is a possibility that if I was really in a tough spot, I would like to think this wouldn't happen, but it's possible that my ethics might take a bit of a hit.
Because you wouldn't care as much. It's just like, because you're not fucking anyone's life up, right? It's like you're playing the game. Learn how to play the game. There's guys that play smart people games, and there's guys that play dumb people games, working on a construction site every single day until you're 95.
Play dumb stupid games, win stupid prizes.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you play construction worker game, max prize 175 grand.
I'll drop something on you that I think that Bitcoin is nailing it in, that I wasn't able to bring up in the debate because I wasn't aware of it yet, right? In a regulatory sense, Bitcoin has definitely got a massive advantage. Like, governments are starting to admit that Bitcoin is definitely not a security, and then everything is either a security or probably a security, likely a security, up for debate. Like, everything else is like in a gray area, 100%. Right? But Bitcoin has now been carved off away, and that is massive. That is massive. Like, and that's a recent thing.
It's massive, but like in a year, we're gonna be clear on what's going on, right?
They're bringing that interim. They're bringing in a bill. There's a new bill in the United States they're trying to bring in where you can buy shit with Bitcoin and not have it exposed to be a capital gains tax event. So
but still, that just wrecks people. That's just ruining people's lives, though. Because you're just spending money on an asset that nobody has money to. Everyone's broke.
It's just an example. It's just an example.
No, I know, but I'm saying there's not much you could do with anything that doesn't fucking ruin it. Like there's nothing like the reason Bitcoin is so good to me is because it's like hard to ruin. In a way, it's not impossible to ruin, like, but from the where it's at now and from what I know, it's like simple. Like, and that's what I love about Hex, right?
Yes.
Like everything else.
Yes,
like,
I agree.
I love Bitcoin and Hex because they're
Hex and Bitcoin have both got that simplicity.
They're so simple. It's just a moving inflation thing. It's just like, and thank God for it because it taught me everything.
These overly complicated DeFi products are where there's all these hidden risks that people can't even work out that they're there because it's so complicated in terms. And then when people start to like stack like DeFi Legos and actually you've got these protocols interacting with each other, it goes even outside what the original development team would be able to work out what can go wrong. It's just, whereas Hex, super simple, Bitcoin, super simple.
Dude, you know why you're so important to this community is because like because you're willing to, and not in like a learning way, nothing like that. It's all about attitude, right? Like at the end of the day, everyone says a bunch of shit, right? Like everyone says shit. Tangent says dumbass shit. I say dumbass shit. We all talk all day. It's fun. We have a good time. Like, but at the end of the day, you were the first guy to say, I still love Bitcoin and I still love Hex. And I love them because I'm not certain which one's better yet. And you're just being straight up. Like you're just being straight up.
I never changed my opinion on that.
There's a premium on Hex going to zero rather than Bitcoin's definitely not going to zero. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's a premium there. Like Hex, something fucking horrible could happen to Hex way easier in my opinion because something
of ETH.
Well, not even because of ETH. Like, I'm just talking like price action and like people don't like the shit anymore. Or Richard smokes crack on camera and fucking all hell broke. You know what I'm saying though? Like a World War III. I'm talking another COVID-19. Perfect example.
I think
what if
so
there was
far
another COVID-19? What do you think would hold up better? Probably Bitcoin, but maybe I don't understand enough to realize like how automatic it is. And like Hex does have less negative price externalities than Bitcoin. Period. I think less negative price externalities.
In my opinion, Richard has proven himself to be uncancelable. Like, as in, he has already done shit that will get you. That would get you. No,
but he's tame. Like he's not tame to like. He hasn't done anything.
Said words. He has said words that can
for
get
sexual assault to come up. Wait for someone to get a spank on the ass. Richard is a genius. I know it because I just can tell socially. He does not put his back against the wall. He does not say things that will incriminate him. Period. He says funny shit because he's smart enough to know how to say funny shit while it's not a crime. He's not doing anything wrong. He's just saying funny shit. The problem when other people say crazy shit is they don't think. And they say shit that incriminates them. They say he doesn't even mention the price going up in Hex. He can't speculate in the future price. He can only just like he can think about the math, but that's about it because he knows by the book. That's why I love Hex so much. He paid attention to the Howey laws. He paid attention to everything, and there's no way that Satoshi could have paid attention to all that shit because half of that knowledge didn't even exist.
You've got me worried with something that you just said. Imagine this as an attack vector. A Hex hater gets a super hot girl to go and hit on him and then make a Me Too allegation against him. And he's already admitted that weakness publicly, that he is just fiends for hot girls.
He already fixed that.
He's admitted his weakness.
He doesn't leave the crib. That's why. I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't leave the crib to do what he does. Like
I guess actually, you know what? He's got that camera crew. He's got that camera crew that follows him around 24/7. So he'd be like, "Here's the footage of me not doing that thing that you said that I did." Boom.
Richard will never incriminate himself online.
No, but doesn't. Bro, you're missing my point with the.
No, I wasn't agreeing with.
No. He doesn't need to do anything wrong. These are fake allegations. Like, as in, I'm not saying they're all fake. I'm just saying
I'm saying he's so smart that
he fake allegation.
I'm saying he's so smart that he won't let there be an angle or a person.
You can't be so smart that it stops
No,
someone
because he'll
from
just have
lying,
cameras
though.
and shit in the house. That's when it comes down. No, it comes down to camera. No, trust me, I've thought about all of this shit. It comes down to cameras in the house. Anyone that's had sex with a lot of girls
that he would have
before,
protection,
or done anything where they're having a lot of people in it. You ever met a guy that like is like a crazy with chicks? Like he's dating a chick like it's his full-time job almost. Like he'd be dating and fucking. So those guys have cameras in their house.
Rich dudes that have gotten taken down by the Me Too movement.
No,
right?
but the one thing Richard Hart does mention that scares me, if anything, is that he does not mind messing with girls that are bipolar and fucking on meds and on fucking Richard. If I have any advice for you, brother, is be a little more closed-minded about because these girls will fucking kill you. Like one is girl, if you don't think,
dude,
you will stab your shit up.
You wake up in a pool of your own blood. Like,
and her boyfriend will be like, "Yeah, dude, thanks, girl. Here's $50K. Get the fuck out of here." And they'll be like, "That fat fuck, I just ripped him to shreds. Like, no idea who he is, no idea about nothing. That's thick. My dick is nowhere
Red
near
Bull
that,
can. See this Red Bull can. I've got a tape measure that's just strapped to it. That's 7 inches around.
That's a lot of radius for a knife. If a girl was swinging at you, I always think about like when people get shot and stuff. It's do you
remember Bobbit? You might not be old enough to remember Bobbit.
Mm-mm.
Do you remember? It was what was his first name?
I'll look it up.
Someone Bobbit. So basically, it was a dude. I don't know. I could tell this story. I don't want to get your channel banned like my channel got banned. But
dude, I'm in the States, bro.
He used to like allegedly force himself onto his own wife, I think. And one day she had enough. She had enough, so she just chopped it off. Chop. And I was talking about this in the beginning, being situationally aware. Like, I don't know what Tangent's been through. He's an Aussie. Those people, let's be honest, they don't shoot people as much, and that's pretty much the risk, right? So, like, you can get stabbed up, but that's pretty brutal. Like no, not many motherfuckers are gonna stab someone up. So, like, the risks are a lot different. Here, it takes very little courage to shoot someone in the back of the head, I'm sure, because you can just close your eyes and do it. So, what happens is people pay people that are less fortunate in whatever way to do bullshit for them for exorbitant amount of money, like enough money that if you go to jail, you're like, fuck it, I'll be living like a king in jail. No, literally, your commissary will be so fat. And these guys will, if you do this for somebody, they treat you nicely, because it's just like, I'm telling you, watch out. The state of the world. I watch body camera footage in the United States every single day of the daily, because they record it's like every transaction's recorded. The cops have every body cam footage that there's an incident. They have to publish it in the United States. So I watch all of those, and you just see the shit. You're just like, people fucking will kill you straight up. There was some YouTuber who got a DUI, and apparently you can just go, and it's public record, so you can just go and get the footage of him getting pulled over and getting a DUI.
They have to release it. So yes.
Damn.
Yeah, drinking and driving in the United States is one of those things. It's like, I can't speak for Aussies, but like, because I have no fucking clue. You cannot drink and drive in the United States unless you have a government job and like people. You will get arrested.
Oh really? It's treated that seriously.
Like you're going to jail that night. Like if you you're gonna leave in the morning, but like if you were kind of drunk on your way home and you got pulled over, like you'd be looking at 30 grand the night in jail at least, and a lawyer you'd have to buy. 100%.
Damn, over here, sometimes the cops will drop you home.
Yes, but here it's a business. Like it's a business. Like, you know what I mean? Like this is all it all comes down to it's a business here. Whether they will never admit that, of course, but like I went through the DUI. I got 2 DUIs in my youth, and those things lingered for 7, 8, 10 years. And so people are very scared to drink and drive in the States. They still do it, obviously, everyone. But like, if you fucking run into somebody and you're drunk, So
dude,
if Tangent's
Yeah.
driving and he's had 3 beers and this bitch just runs out in the middle of the road because she's on fucking meth, he is getting murder charge.
Yeah.
Vehicular manslaughter, and he's going from 10 to 12 probably. And so that's the thing, like the legality is so sharp in the States, it's like it's scary to do shit because you're like, if you go to prison, like not fun.
That was the pitch that really because when I was younger, the public transport in my city is garbage. It still is, but it was even worse back then.
Like
and
buses?
Uber didn't exist either. So you'd have like
Is it
2-3
underground or
hour
buses?
No train, no underground train network. It's buses, and they come like every half an hour. It's garbage.
Sucks.
So back then, public transport was even worse. And remember, back then, Uber didn't exist. So the cab rank lines to get home from a night out would sometimes be hours long, and people would just be like, "I'm just going to risk drink driving instead of having to stand in a line for 3 hours when I just want to get home." Right? So, but the thing was, someone explained it to my friends and I at one point where they said, "Look, you guys are thinking about getting caught by the cops. Like you're thinking that's the consequence.
Yes.
But you're not thinking about the fact that if you hit someone and something happens, you're going to have to live the rest of your life not knowing for sure. Like you think you're right to drive, but then you're gonna have that guilt in your head where you're like, could I have stopped that death from occurring if I had been sober? Like
I wouldn't feel bad if it was completely their fault and they were just like whacked ass on the road. But yeah,
over here it becomes your fault though. Like,
here too.
So if they're in the wrong technically by the rules of the road, but you're drunk, it becomes completely your fault. So
for sure, I wouldn't feel bad necessarily. Like if they let's say they just fucking did a 360 in their car and I just ran them. Even if I was pissed drunk, I'd be like, fuck that girl was a dumbass. You know what I mean?
Bro,
like,
did I tell you they brought in these
drive anymore? I don't like drinking. I just Uber.
Yeah, I don't do it. I just Uber. Even if I've driven there, if I'm unsure, I just Uber home and Uber to get my car the next day. So
if you went to jail, you'd be so bummed out. You'd be like, damn, I'm a fucking asshole, man.
They brought in a law here. They brought in these laws called anti-hoon laws. Hooning is like burnouts and shit.
Yeah.
So that if you do, like, if you even squeak the tires, so if they hear chirp, like if it's just like that,
I love that.
They crush your car. So
dude, I actually think Aussies are close to like fucking like the most communist place in the history.
Can you imagine? And it doesn't matter if it's not your car. So say if you lent your Lambo to a friend and he came round a corner and got a bit sideways, the police can take that Lambo and crush it.
What if it's a shitter? What if it's a shitter car, like a burner?
They'll just still crush it.
Like, they won't even be like, you're broke, I'm not going to crush you. I thought it was like,
no. That's a win though, because it's like, at least it's not an expensive car getting crushed.
No, but it's like the people that have broke cars, like usually don't got shit. You know, the guy that's got a Ferrari can get another.
They don't
fucking...
care. They don't care, bro. They'll just
that's
crush
rough,
it.
dude. I imagine being broke.
When these bro, check this
in.
out. When these laws first came in, it was like, it wasn't like it was, you got a warnings. Like it was like, if you got caught like 3 times, that's when they'd crush your car. But then they just started making them more and more hardcore until now it's just like, no warnings. First offense, car crushed. Doesn't matter what the car is. Doesn't matter who the owner is. They just take the car and crush it. How ridiculous is that? It's ridiculous.
That's like a waste of money too. It's like
it's
why wouldn't they like? I would feel way better about that law if it was like a super good business venture for like the country. If you know what I mean, like if they turned it into like some sort of like, hey, we're gonna auction off the cars that fucking squeak tire.
Yeah,
and then we'll put it into like the safety shit.
They do that with proceeds of crime. So they've got proceeds of crime laws where if they work out that you've committed crimes, they take all your assets, they'll take your house, your cars, all your everything. They take everything. By the way, it's guilty till proven innocent, because they can do this before you've even you have to prove that you didn't commit the crimes. So it's guilty till proven innocent. They take all your shit. And if you can't prove where you got the money from to buy those assets as from legitimate income or business conduct, they auction all your shit off, and then they use that money to, like, I don't know, whatever, throw parties for the police. I'm exaggerating, but yeah, it's messed up, man. It's messed up. But you guys have got these.
You need to get the fuck out of
But you guys have got those civil forfeiture laws, man, which are more insane.
What's that? What are those laws?
It's like the similar idea of this. So your civil asset forfeiture is similar to our proceeds of crime.
Yeah,
shit,
I don't know how that works.
They can just take your shit. So say you get pulled over and you're carrying cash, they can just take your shit, and then you have to prove that you actually, that like where you got that money from. And if you can't prove it, then they just take it because they assume it was from criminal activity.
In the States, like if you're not doing illegal activity, they're not gonna steal your shit. Like
I might have to double check some of the shit that I've just said.
Yeah, so Tangent, just know in the States, like I think the one difference in the States is like we're not fair in the States. There's no fairness.
Yeah, there's no, there's not.
There's no fair. In Aussie, everything's communist fair. Like they take everything from you, but give everyone a little bit of nothing. But in the United States, you can have everything you want in the United States.
Did you just say in Australia, at least when they take all your shit, they spread it out so that
well, no, they tell everyone. They tell you to sign here. Like everyone signs. Like it's like they all know. It's like they're all very studious little fucking Aussies, man. They listen to what they're fucking told.
I'd like to see them take my crypto.
There's too many gangs. There's too many allegiances in the States. There's too much power structure here. Like, I don't know if in Aussie, let me know, is there like a group of people that will like fucking revolt if shit gets wild enough, like with guns and shit?
I hope so.
No, but like you would know. Like, do you have any buddies that are like that? Like one or two? Like,
the protests.
Yeah, don't talk too loud about this. I don't know who's listening. Yeah. Aussie guys, you don't want to. I don't want to dox your shit either.
No. The protests were getting pretty serious. Like, as in, did you guys see footage of the ones that were happening in Melbourne?
Dude, they weren't letting footage out.
So
there were Aussie servers are like only for Aussies.
There were times where police had to retreat, like as in there were police lines broken frequently in Melbourne, so that they would actually have like riot police forming lines that were supposed to stop people, and the crowd just crushed them, like because it just see you later, game over, like just but because it's a numbers game, right? Like as in if you've got like you.
Yeah, but what numbers you got if you got no gun? What the fuck are you all dorks gonna do? I would like. What is it gonna be, a punching match? What are you gonna slap ass? No one's gonna die.
You know when people say pitchforks out? Like back in those old school revolutions, it was like farmers with literal just pitchforks and sticks and shit taking on like royalty and winning. Like a numbers rule, man. Numbers rule ultimately. Like there's a limit to how many people you can shoot before you're going to get overwhelmed. Like as in, we're talking if it gets real serious. So,
well, the thing
also, there's actually a surprising number of guns here. Like as in, because it's still legal. Like you can get guns. You just have to have a license and a safe and shit.
Okay. So that answers a lot for me. So now I know what would happen if there was a problem. You guys are probably fine. There's probably enough people then. If you can actually have guns down there, unless they're
you can get guns.
The only thing you have to worry about
you can't have fully automatic. Like so you can have semi-automatic.
You can make them fully automatic. So like the guys that have guns know how to make them fully automatic too.
As long as you don't have a criminal record and you show that you can store it safely, like with a safe, and you have a license and etc., then you can have a gun. Yeah, you can have a gun here.
Yeah, so you guys probably have enough. I'm a big supporter of anyone who decides to take the worst job in the history of the world, being a police officer in the United States. There is no worse job. I don't give a fuck if you're a hillbilly fucking crazy fuck. If you do that shit, thank you, because those guys have to do bullshit all day. Trust me, there's nothing fun about doing that, and except the once in a while they get to run around. But there's a thing in the United States where if you want to die, so if you're on suicide-ish ideations or whatever, the easiest way to get that done is to just chase a cop with a knife. Because they have to shoot you by law. Like if you're chasing someone with a deadly weapon and they're coming at you, you have to kill them.
Oh, so it's
suicide by cop.
It's suicide by cop.
It's
but it's the real,
300
it's the
or
real
400.
version. That's the real version of suicide by
That's
cop,
what it
not
came
the
from.
one.
That's what it's from. It's a real thing. It happens 400 times a year in the United States.
Dude, I am anti-police, but I will admit that a policeman used to be like a respected position in society, and now it is like zero respect. Like
if you lived in downtown Baltimore or Chicago, you would never feel that way again in your life. You'd say these people are. You would never.
Oh,
because you wouldn't.
You're saying they do a good job of like protecting.
No, I'm saying you'll
shit?
die. You would die just for walking there.
Oh,
so you'll be happy that they're there. If you go to West Side Chicago and you're wearing probably even what you're wearing now, if your shoes are clean, are your shoes clean that you would be wearing? Like you don't. If you were wearing nice shoes that were shining like they were new-ish, you would get mugged,
get murdered for them.
You wouldn't get murdered, maybe, but you'd be fucked. Like they would murder you. They wouldn't give a fuck because the cops can't go into certain neighborhoods because there's more men in the neighborhoods than there is in the cops, and they have bigger guns. So yeah, like you would start to respect cops more when you know every traffic stop could be a bullet to your temple.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'd go and live in one of those places that never has cops. That would be
no, you'd be fine. If you didn't leave your house. You can't leave the fucking house though. Like just like I hardly leave the house. Why do I? Did you see my around skipping?
Did you see my tweet where I said I'm gonna be a slumlord in Hexaco?
I want that. I want that too.
I also want to live in the trash area of Hexaco. I want to be in the slums.
You want to be like the gang leader of we should be the gang leaders of Hexaco.
I just want to be pimping, man. Just pimping and
slamming. Yes. We'll actually be pimps. We could be pimps.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can run legal, decentralized. Seriously, it's just legal in the United States.
Hose on the blockchain.
Dude, there's prostitution, there's brothels in Vegas where you can go there and have sex with women, and we can do that in a decentralized way. Cut out the middleman for the ladies.
Can we put hose on the blockchain? Let's do it, man.
Dude, we could sell hose on the blockchain. Dude, clip that. Anyone in here, we're gonna start selling. It's just a use case, guys. So don't. We're just taking it
just adds utility. It adds utility to the token, bro.
We just don't like middlemen for those ladies. They're getting
no middlemen. Yeah,
fleeced.
exactly. We're cutting out the middleman.
They're getting fleeced. I guarantee if you look at those numbers, though, like I obviously don't fucking know. We're just joking, but like I'm sure if you go to those brothel numbers, like they could use some middlemen non-sucking D because they're literally sucking D, and they're getting middleman D. So that's double D. Let's take one of the D's out of that, and let's add a D. Let's go decentralized, and we will change the world one brothel at a time. Legality is very important, guys. I know Bullish knows all about no, I'm just joking.
Bro, I just realized my stream with Hexy Busters starts in 1.5 minutes.
Get off here.
I've got to go. Hey, thanks so much for having me on. See you, man.
Hey, I'm gonna give you like 15, 20.
Always fun chatting with you, man. I'm
gonna give you like 15, 20, and then I'm gonna like slide everyone in there and I'm gonna jump off.
Oh, that would be awesome.
So get your combo warmed up so people don't think you're a noob.
Done and done.
Let's go. Oh shit, I forgot to transition. Hold on. Damn it. Guys, I'm staying on for don't forget it. I said 2 hours. What's up, guys? It's your boy GRC. How's everyone doing? If you're still in here and you're still watching me, you're fucking lit. You're smart too. And you're probably in a good time. If you love absorbing content like this, you're usually in a good spot because, you're having good reactions to good content. Like this is pretty, positive content in general. Obviously, the last 5 minutes, I talked about decentralized brothels, which in some conversations, that's a very mature topic. But that's not the point. The point is, I was just joking. The other point is, if you're learning from this information, it makes you feel good to watch this information in the morning, you're probably in a decent spot. I've been in spots like that. I'm not actually absorbing too much content because now I'm creating content. So that kind of dynamic is a little odd. But before this, when I was enjoying content like this, when I was really listening to somebody else, whether or not what they were saying was 100% correct all the time, it's an active learning mindset. You're in an active learning. So while you're doing what you're doing, so even if you're playing a video game, even if you're playing work stuff, if you're web calling with someone, if you're driving around, find a way to safely multitask. So this is a bit of a multitasking skill, like streaming. So a lot of it has to do with, jumping around from Twitter, Instagram, Telegram, pulling stuff up. It's like you got to be able, but at the same time, for the guys watching, you should be able to get your work done while you have it in your earbuds. You don't have to stare at the screen the whole time. Comment if you want to interact. Get busy learning and just make it a part of your schedule. So when you're listening to the show, you're working or doing something positive, whether that's working out. And then it will change your life more because you'll actually be using the time for two things. And you're getting info and you're getting your shit done on a daily basis, which separates you from the rest. You got to be smart. You got to be smart and lit. It's facts. Life of a desk jockey. I fucking love this channel. Dude, you guys are being so lit today. Fucking stoked out. Sell hose on the blockchain. Uh-oh. Somebody just clipped me. We can sell hose on the... What channel did that clip? Oh my God. Hex Siren, you are the fucking best thing I have ever seen. Let's see. This is real-time memeing, multitasking. From the live stream that I'm on. Blockchain. Dude, you can sell hose on the blockchain. Dude, clip that. Anyone in here, we're going to start selling. It's just a use case, guys. So don't. We're just taking
it just adds utility. It adds utility to the token, bro. Well,
we just don't like middlemen. We can sell hose on the blockchain. Dude, clip that. Anyone in here, we're going to start selling. It's just. Can somebody? I'm going to post that clip. I need someone to post that. I need someone to post that. I don't want to post it because I don't want to. It's like my own show while I'm doing it, and that's like weird. But like, I'm going to copy the link that she just sent me, and it'll put you to that, and I'll let you share it. So I think that'll let you share. Oh, wait, did I do the wrong one? Oh, that was the wrong one. I think that was like a... Yeah. P.S. If you're sad that you were not able to mine Bitcoin way back then, figure out what people will regret they didn't do in 10 years from now and start doing that today. Yep, they'll regret not mining their own hex. Proof of stake network for free. Just a few clicks away and a little gas fee, and you're good to go. Guys, that was hilarious. I can't believe how fucking hilarious that was. Tangent's going to be going live here. I'm going to keep talking to the chat for a minute while I look around. Oh, wait, the testnet. I forgot to fuck with the testnet. Holy shit. I forgot to fuck with the testnet. Wait, I can just post the clip to Twitter. How do you do that? I gotta figure out how to do that. Siren, if you post that somehow in like a freaking awesome way, that would be lit. Anyone, I just want that to go out because it's funny. Like I don't get too many clips. Jerry. What up, Bob, lag guy? Bob, you've missed a wild ass episode so far. If you haven't been here, you might have been listening. But it's been fantastic. You know that already. What else do I have going on that I have to think about? ETH's up 5-1 on the ETH BTC. So for the month, it's fucking insane. Richard can't be any more right. It almost is like that he just does all the buys himself and just fixes everything up the way he does. Great show, Scott. Listening at the boardwalk. Wave 3 up. Good to see you in here as always. good to see you. We be DMing back and forth. Flexible ass motherfucker. You were thinking about wrenching your boy up. I'll wrench my boy up right now. Let me jump over to YouTube. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was trying to copy a tweet. Have you guys have you guys retweet, tweet. Copy, retweet, hose on the blockchain. Let me go over here. I'm going to start. Let me wrench a couple people up. Let me also drop my Telegram in here. I rarely drop the Telegram. Telegram is basically my intimate group that Bob started that we just joke around. Alpha, of course, if necessary. Usually not necessary in bear market. But good memes nonetheless. Here's this. Paste. That's the Gym Rat Schoolhouse Telegram group started by Bob Lagai. I'm trying to get this channel bigger, guys. You know, like I'm not afraid to say, I'm not worried like financially at all about that. Really, I don't really care right now. Although that would be lit, but like I just want the channel to be bigger so it's more fun. How GRB, I would be spamming Pepe membership badges. Is that like the memes that you can like click on there? Are they like individual to each channel? How many days is straight is this now? I have no idea. I have never stopped. I don't count shit. I don't care. I do shit forever. Days in a row. And I stopped being impressed by that when I was fucking 12. Like I'm an everyday. I'm a bodybuilder. It's just every day. All right, let me wrench it up now. Let's see who deserves a wrench. I'll give 3 wrenches out. 94 likes in here. Let's get to 100 likes, and I'll give 5 wrenches out. You know who deserves a wrench? Danny boy. Tea time. Oh, Warden, you. I'm just doing the. Well, let's see how many likes we got. We need 3 more likes. I'm stuck at 3 until I get 2 more likes. 2 more likes, and I get 2 more mods. I'm watching the like thingy, so I can see it. It's at 98. Click it up. Click it up. I gotta wait. I'm not pressing it. Who deserves it? My God, Dante. The fuck? Dante's not a mod? He's probably a mod on his other. Bugs is always in here. Tea time. Did I already give tea time one? Missed those days with 5 of us yelling at GRC, showing him the non-pleb ways. Yeah, I'm a quick learner. Gaines Club. I am a quick learner. Any females need a wrench? Oh my God, Chris isn't wrenched. Oh, we're at 100. Is Chris not wrenched? Chris isn't wrenched. He's now wrenched. 1 more. I'm just going to keep scrolling until I see something. I'm not like looking at every person. I'm just kind of like scrolling. Hex, PLSD, and Hedron all looking real good right now. Yes. Jerry? Oh, Jerry doesn't have one. There it is. There it is. You have to wait till the next time I pull it up to wrench people again. Usually Bullish is the wrench master, but Bullish is in Colombia. Producer Bullish is in Colombia, so he cannot get in a humpback whale. You get a humpback whale, Oprah. Great. This has been just such a fun chat today. Like, I can't even believe how much fun this has been. And I'm just going to look up Twitter real quick and laugh at some shit with you guys, because why the fuck not? Life's too short to fucking care. Let's not expose all my DMs, so that'll be ideal. Even though I really don't care. You know what? I'll show you how much I don't care. Boop. Let's check it out. Anything good? How do we like filter this? I don't even look at this shit anymore because it's so much. You'll see the tweet at the top. RH owns 90% of the hex and he's going to rug. Worst argument I've ever heard. Shit murmured by the dumbest in the space. Satoshi could send Bitcoin to 0. Vitalik could probably send ETH to 0. Any founder could send their coin to 0. If RH owned 1%, he could still send hex to 0. Finally, someone that understands. Yes, there is liquidity. It does matter. People don't sell down on themselves. People that can move the price have to sell out slowly. There's many things that people don't understand. Do you like when people use curse words? Depends on the person. Let's see. I answered that question. So I said, depends on the person. Let's see what I said. I don't even remember what I said. Depends on the person. Is my face up? Oh my God. You guys aren't even looking at the Twitter. I'm so stupid. You gave me a wrench and repossessed it. Now I have to behave. I repossessed it. How did I repossess it? I think I just left it on there. Okay. So Richard tweeted, do you like when people use he said people. So yeah, do you like when people use curse words? I'm going to say no. I don't like when most people speak. So that would be mostly no for any kind of speech. I said, depends on the person. I like when you do not curse, keeps more people around, but when you go ham, sometimes it's lit. Time and place, I guess. Yep, just a classic time and place question. My bad. I'm just a pro. Can someone please tell me why ADA is better than ETH? LOL. Thank you. Seems inevitable at this point. Uh-oh. Master TA Jenkins. 6 cents seems inevitable. I'm just fucking with him. TA's lit. I mean, I don't know about TA. I'm just a noob. I think I'll grab a stoned soup drink. That looks good. $100,000 Rolex, Daytona Rainbow, diamond dial, and bracelet. PulseChain.com ring. Ooh, that's clean. Yeah, it looks a little clunky. Rose gold sapphire and D color flawless. Oh, it's D color. Work hard enough to get one. I'll get one, sir. Let's quote it. Hey, I ain't fucking. That's out of my pay grade. I don't know what the fuck all those things are. What if I told you Bitcoin is doing the exact same thing it does every 4 years? And what if I told you you regurgitate bullshit out of your mouth daily and we don't judge you for it? RH is king. Nah. I'll just hex it up. Nope, we'll still tweet it. I listen when I'm at work. RH loves bragging and talking good about his products. Doubt he would ever do that. Shows that you are a mod to me, Jerry. Now I have to behave. Hold on. I got to go check on these mods. I might have unmodded or modded someone. I'm not usually the guy. If anyone acts up, they're getting unmodded. Period. I might have unmodded. Nope, everyone's still there. Human hex trafficker, you get one too. Welcome, every human hex trafficker. Welcome, welcome. Bugs, I see you all the time in here. Actually, Bugs, you got to earn it a couple more days. You earn it a couple more days. 103 likes in here. If we get to 150, I'll mod whoever's in here. I'm going to give it another 15 minutes, guys. 15 minutes, and let's keep looking at Twitter. What do we got? And if anyone wants to put anything below, I'll look at it. You know what I'm saying? And I'll show you how I research crypto. Nah, dude, we got to look up the fucking testnet. What is wrong with me? I keep forgetting, guys. All right, good thing I remembered because we have 15 minutes left. So this is special. This is special for you guys that don't interact with these contracts too much, I guess. And it might make you feel more comfortable. I don't think I have any money on this wallet, so we'll see. Hedron staking is here. Welcome to Icosa. All right, where's the testnet? Where's the testnet? Is there a testnet link on there? There we go. What is the website for the testnet? It's not pro. Guess we'll have to go to the t.me real quick. Okay, it's got to be sitting in here. There we go. Okay. I'm going to switch the screens. Sorry, producer Bullish isn't here, so my transitions fucking suck. But I need to practice. And before I get into this, guys, you're going to retweet. I'm going to post it one more time because I just post. I'm just a shiller. I'm a full-time shiller. I'm a crack dealer. I'm a shiller. Oh, dude, Bugs is here every morning. Okay, I can't help it. He is here every morning. Yeah, I'm just such a softie for my guys. Because anyone who watches this show is fucking crushing it, clearly, in one way or another. All right, you just posted it, Hexecutioner? All right, add mod. Boom. Part of the squad. Okay. Now let me focus for a second. All right. Is this what we need to be looking at here? Yes, sir. All right. What do we got here, guys? Let's check this out. Just check it out first before you start clicking your little dungusy butts around. This is how you learn. So just focus for a second. I know how the human brain works for a lot of guys with fucking ADD and all that shit, jacking off all day, doing all that shit. Focus. Slow yourself down when you're looking into this stuff. Read it. Just read it. It's fun. Hex up here. Icosa X Hedron. We have a little pop-up bar here. Pulls out that. Interesting. Good to know that early, right? You don't want to wait on that. MetaMask. Let's connect that. I have a MetaMask. This is a dApp, so hopefully I remember my fucking password. Yes, I do. I have 23,000 hex. Oh, no, that's the T-share rate right now. Okay, so when you connect your wallet, guys, I'll just show you the experience. And I'll just pull it down slow when I'm talking, pop it back up if I'm doing anything on the screen. So here we have the Icosa Hedron front end, okay, for the testnet. And we're looking at it, we're learning it, we're reading it, we're thinking. This is everyone in this chat, probably, or at least recovered from. I'm a recovering ADHD jacking off multi-times kind of procrastinator. I don't do that shit anymore, but I did it for years. It's fucking annoying. It's a hard habit to kick. Not like, you know what I mean? Just doing that shit for fun. So let's pull it back up here. All right. Let's click on this. Puts that away. There's my address. There's this. You can't click on this. We connect wallet. MetaMask. I think it's already connected. I have 0 shits in here because I'm a broke bitch. All right. My Hex Stakes shows all that. Let's go to Hedron. Hedron, haven't gotten any yet. What about Icosa? Haven't gotten any yet. All right. So let's see here. Do I have to actually buy this shit or can I just testnet it? Let's see. Why is my wallet not coming out? Let's reload it. The fuck is all this shit? Maybe my computer's too slow. Is it? I'm confused now. Oh, I'm on the mainnet page. My bad. That's fucking classic GRC. I was like, yeah, it's not. I don't have anything. Icosa. I'm not. Again, guys, this is as clunky. I'm not like some crypto guru, dude. I just read shit and keep moving. And I'm sure someone posted it. I'm just bad with links and stuff. Like I always struggle to like keep my ADHD in line. Oh, I see. You got to change the MetaMask RPC. Do you have to add the other RPC or is it just on the same one? I'm a fucking noob, guys. Like all preconceived notions of me have to go out the window, you know? Like I'm learning like everyone else. Like this is all new shit to me. I didn't even have a computer 2 years ago. So, and I'm streaming, so you get a little nervous when you're streaming. In my MetaMask, there it is. All right. Let's see here. Pulse chain testnet. Ethereum chain has changed. We'll reload as okay. Cool. Do I testnet and chill on this wallet? Do I have Hedron on this wallet? No. I don't even have Hex on this fucking wallet. Guys, I'm gonna fucking do this shit tomorrow. I'm an asshole. I think I have the V2B settings already, but again, I don't use this computer ever. So only when I'm streaming, and I'm not good at like I'm not good at crypto shit, to be honest. Like I'm good at reading and studying, but this is clunky shit to me. And when you're streaming, you get nervous and shit, and then you forget what you're doing. And it happens to me like over and over again. So I'm assuming I need Hex and Hedron in here. And I don't have those things. Somebody send me some. Pulse Hedron, Pulse Hex. I mean, test. And now this is why I never do this. I always forget why I never do this. It's because my computer's too fucking slow. But you want this adjust? And now I'm not even pulled up. So guys, I'm not doing that shit. I'm not pulling it up. I need Sam. I always forget when I'm by myself and there's no bullish here that between interacting with the chat, interacting with my screen, and focusing on what I'm doing is nearly impossible. I wish I had Addy. I wish I took it more. I don't take it very often, if at all. It's not great for you. But I mean, I will if I have to do something intense. I have to test Hex and Hedron. You're learning your craft so far ahead of the curve. Yeah, I know, but I'm not a great streamer yet. Like I have a lot of the things going. I just gotta learn how to stream. I just get too amped up when I'm by myself. When Sam's here, it's easier because I can like sit back and think for a second. But when the chat's going and I can't think straight and I forget what I'm doing, and I gotta remember that on the fly streaming takes time, and I'm getting better at it. Like I'm definitely getting better at it. Faster computer. Hex Siren, you're amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm going to just do the testnet preview tomorrow. Sorry, guys. I'm just, I always forget 3 hours in. I want to be smoother with it, and now I'm already nervous, and I'm just like, I don't want to do it. I always forget 3 hours in. But I'm going to find somebody who is, I'm going to do the testnet tomorrow. You can do awesome testnet. Yeah, I'm going to do the testnet specific stream tomorrow, guys. I think I overshot my critical thinking skills for a second. And let's see who's live so we can all do a GRC raid party over with Tangent, I think. Where's Tangent? He said he's fucking live. Guess he's not live. Never mind. You guys want to see what I watch on the regular? Let's see here. Female suspect killed after pleaded with her for hours to give up. That's classic United States. Classic. Anyway, guys, have a wonderful day. I'm all flustered in the butt stirred, and I'm sorry for ending the stream on a clunky note, but I think it's been an amazing stream. I've had a lot of fun, and I appreciate everyone being here. If you want to donate, I have an address below. If you want to do the best thing for the channel, is just spread the word, subscribe. Please hit the buttons. I'm giving you the alpha, so I would hit the buttons, but telling your friends and stuff like that really helps. Just put the word out there. Clipping stuff really helps. Like, clipping stuff has a lot of benefits to the YouTuber. So like when you guys clip stuff, it helps me because it's fun and I like to see it, and I like to see people interact with the show. And two, you can get some really good content in there. I don't clip my shit up. So like all that content, if there's some fireballs in there, people were clipping up some stuff with Jack the other day and sending that around. That was getting some. So, I mean, it's fun, if you like to do that kind of thing. Otherwise, we're just going to keep talking crypto. There's 3 crypto fitness challenge days next week where we give 33,000 hex to each winner. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 33,000 hex each day. I don't know exactly how we're going to do it. We might announce it on all, but then have them on, give it all at once. I can't think about how we're going to do it because Bullish has all that information, but 100,000 hex fitness transformation stories in a couple days off of crypto, unless there's big news. If there's big news, I'm hopping the fuck on. Period. End of story. Sloth, what's up? Thank you, guys. I got the 30 milligram instant release. Bobby, I would not take that more than 3 to 4 times a week, or you're going to have downstream effects that you don't like, including depression and severe anxiety and lack of a desire to do anything except masturbate. That is what Adderall does. So all that chronic masturbation you're doing, that would be Adderall. They do in the hand in hand. So if you want to stop doing that, you should slim your doses down a little bit, or just take 3 days off in a row. That usually does the trick for upregulating your receptors more. After you downregulate them for 3 or 4 days straight, you're going to need to take 3 or 4 days up, or the effect of the medication just isn't going to work anymore. And it's just going to start compounding negative effects, which is annoying. And you don't know it until you know it. Like when I was like 20 years old, I was taking Adderall like every day for 10 years. And like everyone was like, why is this kid freaking out when he's not taking this shit? It's like, yeah, no fucking shit. Like now I just monitor myself and like try to be honest with everyone. But have a great day. I am going to take a nap and then go to the gym. And I love you guys so much. And I'm going to be here every day. I don't even count the bitches. I don't even care. I'm past that shit. DeFi proof, guys. Protect yourselves. Protect your family. Situational awareness. Always remember to be in a constant state of de-escalation when you're in public, but always be ready to act. Guys, have a good one.
You already know what time it is.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Smoking a blunt on my way to the gym. 11 a.m. and I'm already tuned in. Got me some hex and I'm making a state. Got me some hedron, I'm making it rain. Pay me some maxi and that's just in case. Jim Reddit sent me to show you the way.